trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to it. Put a square peg in a round hole, just never seems to fit. And
This is Bianca Belair.
Hey, this is Kevin Owens.
Hey, it's Seth freaking Rollins.
It is the man, Becky Lynch.
It's Rhea Ripley here, and you're listening to Wrestle Radio Australia.
Hello and welcome to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show where we talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. My name is Lachlan Albert and I'm joined by the full crew. We've got the man behind the podcast, Todd Eastman. Todd, always good to see you, mate.
It is good to see you, my friend.
We've got the brain behind WrestleBrania. As his mug says, it's Jeff Setti. Jeff, love the mug, love to see you.
Good to see you too, Lachlan.
And there's the measure of the lad
and go holidaying once again.
Yeah, that's right. We're also joined by the man behind Pario magazine. It's Jamie Apps. Jamie, how you doing, mate?
I'm good.
Oh,
that was
played,
just for,
Jamie.
Just for Todd.
Yeah,
the subtle dig there. All right, look. It's a big one going on this week. We've got so much to talk about. Not only have we had a big AEW show, we're coming up on WrestleMania weekend. Coming up on WrestleMania weekend, we've watched 2 Aussie shows between Mayhem Pro and Riot City Wrestling. There's so much to talk about, and we want you to be a part of it. So make sure that you're here. If you're listening on the audio podcast, come along to twitch.tv/WrestleRadioAustralia every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, so you can be a part of the conversation. And let's see how the lag is treating Jeff now that he's back. What a week it's been, hey, Jeff?
Yeah, it's been a really busy week. There's been a lot on. Todd's raising his fist with joy. I personally, just a bit of a spoiler, I love these 2 shows again. Australia is producing the best wrestling in the world.
Yeah, it's been really fun to be able to watch, shows that are really high quality every week, multiple shows coming out of Australia, as well as, before we get into reviewing these shows, there's, with WrestleMania weekend coming up, we're going to see some more Aussie dominance, right? Todd, do you want to talk about this now?
Which one? The thing we actually have written down?
Yeah, the thing we have written down first, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can talk about that, brother.
Oh, okay.
Jamie's one that hunted it down.
Through, then.
Jamie hunted it down, not me. So,
Jamie, take it away then, mate.
Oh, well, I didn't really hunt it down. I went on Instagram, and there was a photo of Shay Cassidy and Lil Mars both at the Lodestone event for Bailey's Lodestone in Vegas this weekend, or this week, so that's awesome for them.
Yeah, and there's been a few other Aussies already over there on shows, right?
Yeah, so Frankie B, Charlie Evans, Lil Mars was on Podomania today. Steph
Macho Man Andy Savage in the chat
tomorrow,
saying that he's just been watching Podomania from the Collective, and it felt like it was watching an Aussie show with the amount of names on there.
Yep.
And there's
North Shore Wrestling are over there.
Yeah.
Shay Cassidy's obviously over there. Kingsy's in Vegas now. There's going to be Aussies all over.
Worth keeping an eye on TNA, because I hear there's a good match over there coming through. There's a lot happening with Aussie talent.
Yep. We are creating some of the best.
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that we get to watch that talent start from the very start and work their way up is part of what's so exciting about it, which is one of the reasons that I really love watching Mayhem Pro, because you really do get to see people at the start of their journey, coming all the way through with this promotion that is kind of really focused on the trainees. Yeah, Todd?
Yeah. Before we get into the thing, we should probably address last week when we did our what do you want to talk about? Where people somebody asked us about the whole ACW thing, and if you'd been on your Instagrams or on your social medias, you saw that ACW sort of put a veiled sort of like, we will sue you if you defame us threat up. I don't think it was so much directed at us. I think it was directed more at the two real Instagram accounts that really went hard at them. Either way, it's still, yeah. We still have not heard back from ACW. I'm pretty sure that's right, Jamie. Have we not heard back yet?
Correct. No responses.
No response, and that was from April the 1st.
Yep.
So, just so it's out there again. ACW management, you are welcome to contact us and come on the show and have a chat. We don't have to do it live. I said it last week. We don't have to do it live. We can record it, so it's not. You don't have the chat on the side, having a crack and trying to go into business for themselves to like, if you know what I mean. What I will say to you guys, and I'm trying to be as nice and as helpful as I can. The trolling and the sort of like the smart ass answers you keep giving to like genuine questions from people. I know that you're just like, well, everyone's talking about it. Any publicity is good publicity. I'm telling you right now, it's not. Because you're just not you're not helping yourself at all in this. And I know you think you're probably being cool and all trolly. That doesn't work in a business setting, especially business like wrestling. We depend on our fans.
Yeah, I would say just because the social media metrics are going up, it's not necessarily ingratiating you to a fan base that you then want to spend money.
Yeah. Nick Galea quite rightly says, personally, the only ACW I recognise is the one in Adelaide, which is very good, by the way. I'm fully support Adelaide Championship Wrestling. Until the mob in Sydney gives me a reason to think otherwise. That's exactly right. And to be honest, they haven't really given us any reason to have any faith in them whatsoever. Michael from Moonsault Press. Hello, Michael. How are you? They seem pretty gross. It doesn't look good from the outside at the moment. Yes, Jeff.
All I want is I want to see a show from them. Like, all this talk is fine. All of the vitriol towards them is on an individual level, and it's up to people. But book a show. It's like, this has been going on, 4 months, 5 months now? Put on a show.
Probably longer than that.
Why book a show when you can pay to have Chris Masters on your Instagram?
You know,
And
just book a show.
Pretty sure, and
show
I want to double
everyone.
check before I say it.
Yeah, we're making sure that our
Show
information
everyone
is
what you're
correct.
capable of, and put a show on.
Yeah, it's a lot of posting. It's a lot of, asking people what they want, hyping people up for. I don't know. Do we have a date? As far as I know, I don't think we do. There was the announcement that All Star is going to be their developmental territory rather than just being shut down.
Yeah, so
And even that
one
was
has
done-
a date. All Stars has it June 20th, but that's kind of piggybacking off a date that All Star Wrestling, I imagine, had locked in.
Yeah. How do you have a developmental territory for something you don't actually have to start
Territory,
with?
yep.
When you don't have a territory. Like, I don't understand. One thing I will say, like, when you look at all these other official announcements, it's always like, as part of the agreement, Ted Zilla will not be taking independent bookings anywhere else in Australia unless they're approved and authorized by Australian Championship Wrestling. I noticed that was nowhere in Chris Masters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Contract negotiations are a funny thing.
Well, do you know what I'm saying, though? Like, even when they did the announcement of the All Stars thing, it was done with an AI slop generated voiceover. Like, you literally have people, you have apparently a podcast network you're launching, so you literally have people that want to talk on a microphone for you, and you still went with AI. And you wonder why you get questions, and you wonder why you get those because of that silly stuff like that. And then when people ask about it, and then when you put up a a trolling survey. Like, what will you see first, an AEW show or GTA 6? I mean, it does not help.
Michael at Moonsault Press comments, they clearly have so much money but can't pay artists. Like, a great point there from Michael, right?
And even they used AI in a video and got called out for it. And they were kind of like, what AI? We didn't use AI.
Oh, I thought it was a doctor. Oh, sorry, it was someone else.
So that's where we're at tonight. Welcome to a fun Thursday night. It's going to be here at Chicken Salad.
I just wanted to get that out of the way early because the rest of everything we're talking about tonight is really good. So, like what we normally do, we get the shit out of the way before we talk about the salad.
Yeah. And
also, before we do that too, I actually have a little bit of salad. Last week, when I did my watch-along for WWA, Rosie joined me for a fair bit of it.
What a gentleman.
From PWA. A lot of fun. That was so much fun to talk to him. So much fun that when the show ended, we kept talking for another hour on stream. Because we were just having a chat, and it was fun.
That doesn't sound like you two.
Nice.
I know. We won't be doing it this week just because it's WrestleMania weekend. I thought there is so much shit going on anyway, not really worth us doing it. So, but I'm pretty sure I'll be back the next Friday to do the next show in the WWA library, and we found another one to watch as well after that. Yeah, the archive that goes for 5 shows.
Yeah,
and then we found another. Somebody in the chat suggested that we watch the pay-per-view that happened with. It was like the main event was Dennis Rodman against Kurt Hennig, and that was in Australia.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to watch that show when we're finished with the WWA stuff.
And then you can go and do Legends of Wrestling and.
Well, if we can find them, we can find them. Like I tried to find Iron Fist Pro, but the guy has taken it or made it private. So
I would imagine it's been privated.
Yeah, it has been privated because I found the link and then went to the link and it's been made private. So we can't watch that one. Yeah, but I'm just going to keep doing that because it's really fun. I'm a massive fan of, now I forget what his name was.
Crowbar.
No, not Crowbar. Funk. What was his Funk? Alan Funk?
Yeah.
Alan Funk. Alan Funk does a Hulkster impersonation on this tour where he calls himself the Funkster, and it is brilliant. It is 1985 Hulk Hogan. You could quite easily see that being like, it was such a good gimmick. It was so like take the Terry Bollea out of it, the actual Hulk Hogan of it that you grew up watching, he has that act down pat. It was beautiful. I love that.
That's fantastic. Just a quick shout out to anyone who's listening to the audio version of this podcast. It's gone a little bit off the rails in the chat, so I'm not going to bring it all up. But shout out to everyone in the chat who is having an absolute blast at the moment. Lots of fun going on in there. And Nicolia says, and there'll be no Crowbar slander allowed. Yeah, very true.
Absolutely not.
Classic Lachlan.
Although I did see a photo of him like the other day, and he is looking a bit Ace Frehley at the moment.
Yeah, it's going a bit that way. But look, as much as we like talking about some fun classic stuff, we're also here to talk about some good modern wrestling that's going on in Australia. So we watched Mayhem Pro's Full Send, which you can find, get this, free on YouTube. You head on over to YouTube, search for Mayhem Pro. You'll be able to find Full Send there. The production, I thought, was really impressive on this one. They're doing a 3-person commentary booth where there's the core announcer and then the ring announcer, and then Zali Gold is the backstage interviewer cycling in and out, as well as getting, people on the show onto the commentary desk. Like, it feels like a really high level of production for a show that is a lot of these people's early days in the industry. That you've got people who haven't worked a lot. Being able to produce a show this well, I thought was really impressive. Macho Man Andy Savage says, I was 3 minutes into this Mayhem show dying laughing. Zali's look of utter disdain and confusion during Nate's promo popped me hard. I thought Zali was a lot of fun on this show. Sometimes she, in my opinion, went a little bit too far for a pun. But that's all, part of the fun of it, is every so often she'd just pull out a ripper.
That's you saying that.
Yeah.
I know.
All the people who throw criticism.
Yeah.
We'll say Matty Haas
houses.
Matty Haas and Shane Hero, great. They were really good as well.
Oh, phenomenal.
The only thing I would have changed is that open, those red lights on them. I'm like, are we starting the show in hell? What's going on? A little bit of a bright light on the boys would have been perfect.
Yeah, it was a bit hard to watch, just that opening.
I thought Kane was coming.
Yeah.
I really liked that, though. I thought the show was lit a lot better than the last Mayhem show we watched.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I really liked Shane Hero's ring announcing too. It felt very Andy Coyne, just minus the accent, which I thought was fantastic. And then we love Matty Huss's work. I thought he was excellent in the play-by-play, very excited, very animated. So just a great team working there and kicking it off.
One thing I would say about the ring announcing and the in-ring promos and stuff, I would like for them to record those at the source for the videos later, because they're just using the in-venue audio, and it can be at times a bit hard to hear when I was watching it on the TV. If I watched it with my headphones, it was fine, but watching it on the TV, it's it's a bit tough to pick up with the echoey stuff in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where you only pick it up from having, a bunch of different people watch it. Because I wouldn't have picked that up because I didn't watch it on TV, right?
And when they were editing, they're probably editing it with headphones in, so it's a lot easier to notice.
Yeah, exactly. But not only was the production great, the way they kicked off the show with Nate Hunter and Anth Cava going one-on-one, I thought this was a great pick for opener, because these are both guys that are, in terms of Mayhem, quite established without being card dominating main eventers. I think they're perfect for this opening spot. They put on a match that was technical and interesting and fun and exciting. Jeff, what did you think of Anth Cava versus Nate Hunter here?
I thought this was terrific. A really nice big man, little man match, with the little man being the heel. Hunter is just so good at getting boos. He's so good at riling a crowd up. I'm so impressed with Nate Hunter every time I see him. And, Cava's, I wish he'd do a sit-up or two. Look at the guy, clearly out of shape. For crying out loud, Anth, you're putting everybody who breathes to shame. He always looks amazing. I like him as a babyface. The babyface shtick actually works for Anth. Who'd have thought that, him being the sweet guy that he is, it works well. And I thought this match was put together really nicely. And interestingly, Nate Hunter is now the #1 contender for the King of Colac title, which, of course, gives the match a bit of weight, which I really liked.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alex Fireheart says, can't go wrong with a match where the heel gets the shit kicked out of them and sneaks out a win anyway. Todd, what did you think of Cava and Nate Hunter?
I think Alex described that perfectly. He knows how to still get heat when he's getting his ass kicked. He knows how to just be an absolute shitheel when he wins. That over celebration. That to the point where he was celebrating so long, I'm sitting there going, is Anth getting up to hit him again so this thing can keep going? Or because he was just so over the top with how his celebration was going, that I was like, oh, I wonder if this is going to carry on forward. Good work from both guys. I remember writing somewhere, because I lost my notes. I remember writing this was a great opener because it showed it if there were new people coming to a thing, they know that this is a good guy and this is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And there was no real gray areas, which I prefer with wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. And then moving on, the pace of this kept up with Ace Shack in a losing effort to Matt Farrow here. I was really impressed by Shotgun Matt Farrow, who just has a look like he has teleported here from 2006. Jamie, what did you think of Ace Shack taking on Shotgun Matt Farrow?
Yeah, so for me, it was all the Matt Farrow show in this one. He came out and you go, this guy looks like a star. He's jacked, good looks, and just really... As soon as he walks out, you go, ooh, I got to pay attention to this guy. I got big Michael Spencer vibes from him as the match went on, too. Like, he's got that similar body shape and then some of the moves as well. I was like, well, that's a great example for him to study and learn from moving forward.
You know his body shape here remind me of, and Lachlan has been the only one who get this, Blair Seeker. You couldn't hear it all then, brother.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and I really like this match because it was hard hitting, but it was also like that mixture of the modern cruiserweight indie wrestling style where they were doing some of those bigger moves, and yeah, really, really well done. And I'm keen to see more Matt Farrow as he progresses and has more experience under his belt.
Yeah, and I think on commentary they talked a lot about the experience of Ace Shack coming in against Matt Farrow. And as good as Ace looked here, I think that the fact that Farrow was such a clear highlight of, for me, this show as far as younger guys go, it shows that he has so much potential there. Jeff, what did you think of Ace Shack and Matt Farrow?
I agree completely with what everyone said. I also liked where this was positioned, because these were guys who, I don't know how many matches they've had in Mayhem, but they're clearly quite new to the organization. So I think that putting it between two matches of more established people is such a good idea. You know, making sure the crowd are warm and yet not tired from seeing so much. Just great. And yeah, Farrow's got a really cool moveset. I liked his moveset as well. So
yeah, Michael from Moonsault Press is mentioning that running double knees to the back from Farrow that looked awesome with what you're saying there, Jeff. And Alex Fireheart says big. Sorry, Todd?
Sorry. There were some times where like I could see them going for something and I'm like, oh, I think you're getting over your skis a little bit here. And I think like the when Alex Fireheart said saving the scary Hurricane Rana, kind of where I'm like looking at, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'd be trying that on one of my first go rounds around here. I'd probably work my way up to that, but you know, you don't make the sales if you don't make the calls. So I guess
no. And like as someone relatively new, what I was trying to say there was that it'll be great to see how his moveset matures and how he grows, and his moveset grows as a worker. And you know, what Nick Galea is saying here, Farrow's a gun and he's got a great douchebag look. Yeah, he does. And I guess, I mean, one thing about our podcast is I think the four of us like heels. And so Matt Farrow was always going to kind of scratch a little bit of that itch, except Jamie. Jamie's the biggest baby face in Australia. But the rest of us like...
I think Matt Farrow could easily go either way, though. Like, he could go down the more Ant Cover babyface path, or he can go down the, like, look at me, I'm a god path of...
I think, because I'm not sure how many matches he is into his career, so he could be a fair way in, and I have no idea. But I get the feeling that the more he starts working, the more he'll work out what he wants to do, or what he feels comfortable, or the most comfortable in doing, and then he can... That's when you'll see a bigger development, because he has a direction. Right now, I'm not sure he has a direction. Like, if he's a heel, then he needs to cut out a lot of those really cool moves.
Flashy things, yeah.
Yeah, because those really cool moves will get you a cheer. And as a heel, that's the last thing you want. I know some people want that as a heel. For me, as a heel, it's the last thing I want. But it's one of those things where, like, as he goes further on and as he works out what he wants to do and who he wants to be, he'll work that stuff out for himself.
Yeah.
And Mayhem's a great place to do that, because you've got people like JXT who've been there, done that, and can guide him really well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick Galea mentioning Farrow was one of those guys who did quite a lot of those little peak shows last year to get ring time, and then says, and Mayhem is a fed where guys end up finding their path in time.
Yes.
Definitely. I think that this is going to be a great spot for him to develop that in Mayhem. Moving on, and speaking of guys who've developed a lot in Mayhem, Blake Malik managed to get a win over Matty Hayne in one-on-one contest here. There was a new move from Matty Hayne that I've got to admit I'm not sold on, at least from the execution here. That was a bit of a like weird, not quite a GTS, but like a fireman's carry knee thing that it didn't particularly work for me in this instance. I don't know if that's the fact that he's trying to do it on someone the size of Blake Malik when he's putting it in front of people for the first time.
Yeah, and Blake's a very long guy.
Yeah, moves can look awkward when you're doing them against someone who is so tall. So I don't know if that one needs a little more time in the oven or to be, practiced more against guys that aren't so freakishly long. But overall, I thought that his babyface energy here against Blake Malik as the heel was a lot of fun. Todd, what did you think of Matty Hayne and Blake Malik?
Yeah, it was to your point. I used to manage a guy that was like 6'3", and he wanted to use the LA Knight's finisher, the blunt force trauma. But I was like I said to him at the time, I said, "You're too tall. Like if you hit anyone who's like smaller than 5'8", 5'10", you can't get the leverage where you'll make it look good." So it's just one of those things where you just need to work that sort of stuff out. I think Blake Malik is finding his way. Like Michael from Moonsault Press says here, I loved Blake Malik in this match. He's come a long way since being a clown in MCW. Yeah, I think, I don't want to say that hurt him, but I think it set him back a little bit from finding his way. And
I especially think that it put him in direct comparison to Mick Moretti and Ryan Rapid, who I just think at the time, and now, guys that you will always have trouble getting a favorable comparison against, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I still don't get the guitar playing heel when you're not using the guitar.
Yeah.
Like I get it when you're using it as a weapon, and fuck, I would never want to take an electric guitar to the head.
God no, that'll kill you.
That sort of thing. But it's just like, it's cool that you can do it. I sometimes think maybe save that for when you want to go babyface. Unless you're doing an entrance where you're going to play that thing so obnoxiously that they start hating you for doing that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, play it badly. Play it badly,
not even play it bad. Not even play it badly.
Like you're the
Just play
greatest.
just play it for way too long.
Yeah.
Like,
When the match is about to start and you go, hang on, I've got another solo. Stop everything. Get the guitar back
I just had an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just start playing Stairway to Heaven.
Badly. Really badly.
Yeah, I love the idea of him just like playing it badly, but he thinks he's the greatest guitar player since Slash.
I think that is absolutely the way they should go with this. My note was the same regarding Blake Malik. Less so with the MCW reflection. Like, you would hope that both Rapid and Malik would be hot prospects. Unfortunately, it's taking Malik a little bit longer, but I do think that this gimmick can be so irritating and so much more potential in doing shitty guitar work.
To be fair to Malik, like Rapid had a lot of time under his belt before having that role, whereas Malik was very much a prospect,
fresh out of the school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and he's finding his way, and he's like great shape, has a natural athletic good look to him. I think he's going to be really good. Matty Hayne is a good little fighting baby. They have a lot of good little fighting baby faces in Mayhem. You can tell the training is that's what you, as a baby face, you are underneath, and you take that heat and you get that crowd to get on your side. So that training really has paid off for the Mayhem Pro School. But
And
yeah,
that
good little
spot-
match.
That spot to get the heat onto him where he took the power slam on the edge of the ring.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
looked
yeah.
sickening, and then that just highlighted the savagery of the Malik heel persona.
Yeah.
And then he went and hit a spinal tap, and I was like, you don't see a lot of spinal taps in Australian indie wrestling, so Blake Malik, you have a fan in me now. Keep hitting that, and I'll be a big fan the whole time.
Yeah, and for a dude that tall to do one, jeepers creepers.
And he was spinning fast too. It wasn't a slow spinal tap. I was like, holy cow.
No. Moving on to some tag team action where Edward Dusk and JXT managed to get a win over the Cycle, Ezekiel and Isaiah, who afterwards copped a little bit of an unimpressed rant from the leader of the Cycle, Jab. I do think it's interesting that Dusk and JXT matched their gear, whereas the boys in the Cycle did not. I think that shows the kind of level that, you know, JXT and Dusk are both the kind of wrestler who think about all of those little things. Like, oh, we're working as a tag team. Well, I've got blue and white gear. You got blue and white gear? Great, we can sync up on that. And, you know, those little things really make matches like this. They take them that extra step. And I think
that was part of the story with the Cycle as well, though, them not being on the same page.
Yes. Right. So the fact that Dusk and JXT, even though they're not a tag team, were able to be more in sync than the Cycle were. That's that extra step of thinking that goes a long way in matches like this. Jeff, what did you think of the Cycle versus Dusk and JXT?
Oh, this was really, really good. I like the work that the Cycle do as a tag team, and in fact would almost want to see them, you know, on a bigger stage. I think they complement each other nicely. The bit of business after the match was just fabulous. And, you know, Dusk and JXT can go okay. You know, they're reasonable. No, that was, of course it was going to be good. Of course it was going to be good with Dusky and JXT going up against anyone. But I really like these two guys. They're in sync together and they work really, really well together.
Jamie, what did you think of the Cycle versus JXT and Dusk?
I thought this was awesome. The big thing that stood out to me was Isaiah has incredible facial expressions in the entrance and then throughout as well. Like, he really gets over the fact that he was angry and ready to fight in the entrance and then as the match wore on as well. And I thought all four guys looked great here. I think Dusky and JXT did everything in their power to make sure that you looked at the Cycle as a formidable Victorian tag team coming out of this. But then the flow on of the story effects of kind of the weird awkwardness that led to the loss for the Cycle at the end, with the Isaiah going for one thing, Ezekiel going for another thing, and that being the problem. And then as that spun off into other stories, you had Dusk do the little call out to Jab directly to the camera, and then Jab comes out and does the stuff with the Cycle. And this was the part where I was like, I wish the audio was recorded direct from the mic, not because a lot of Jab's promo I didn't hear.
Yeah, and especially when like Jab is such a good promo as well.
I know, that's why I was like, I'm so disappointed I can't understand what he's saying.
I would love this to lead to the Cycle turning on Jab with Dusk.
I think that's where it's going.
And Dusk turning heel on Jab. Like, you wanted evil. You don't know what evil is, lad.
That could go really hard. I do want to say that I don't know about Jab taking shots at Edward Dusk's wife, because I've seen what she's looking like at the gym at the moment, and she's about as tank as any of the ones in the locker room. So
don't start this. Last time you started this, one of you said that she was in training for wrestling, and I got a message straight away going, she is not training for wrestling.
That was me. That was my mistake. I acknowledged it the following week. Lachlan, stop trying to get someone else to feud with Dusk. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Don't you talk, Jeff, because later on in the show we have words.
Yeah, I know. I'm currently a ward to a superhero. Apparently, I don't know.
Finally, it's someone that's not me. All right, moving on, though. Number one contendership for the Mayhem Pro Tag Team titles. This one had the Mayhem Pro Tag Champions in on commentary, the Physicals, as Cousin Ali and Paul Fury defeated Wild Stallions, Matty Pierce and TJ Wild, for that number one contendership. I think Ali and Paul Fury are a really fun combo here. I think Wild Stallions did a great job at being a good mirror to the Physicals and showing that if Ali and Fury can beat these guys, it makes sense they might be able to beat the Physicals. I think that was really well placed. Todd, what did you think of this number one contendership match for the Mayhem Pro Tag titles?
Do you know what? And I was trying to put my finger on what it was, and I think I've just hit on it. Do you know what Cousin Ali and Paul Fury kind of remind me of? Like if in like 91, 92 WCW, if like PNUs and Ice Train teamed up. And they just came out as like, almost like, they're very like a Natural Disasters look. Like just two really big guys that can move as well. Mm-hmm. But they're just like, you can tell that they're having fun.
Yeah.
They're not like your stereotypical, I'm an angry monster guy. They're just
I am big, I will hit you hard.
I'm happy, but just if you piss me off, I'm gonna squash you. I'm gonna squash you, little man. So that kind of team,
especially Paul Fury gives off that vibe.
Yeah, exactly. And Nicholas's deep cut. Yeah, it is. That's the only cuts I have apparently. Like I sent a message to the boys last night and it just dumbfounded them that I had nothing for ages. It was just like I was watching, because Nerd Me was watching Memphis wrestling from the early 80s, and it was like Blade Runners, like one of their first match promos kind of thing. And the Ultimate Warrior was doing all of the talking. And it made me sort of think like, I don't think I've ever heard a good Sting promo. And sort of like posted it to the boys, and then I got virtually nothing back from it. And I put it in two different chat groups, and they were both the same going, I don't know.
We told you every good Sting promo.
I think he's had a couple in TNA.
And he did
the Joker stuff wasn't bad.
And he did a couple of good ones towards his retirement. And, like just Darby and I are family, and, really embedding that ideology in. I thought he did good work there. But, yeah, nothing outstanding. No Shawn Michaels, I've lost my smile.
No.
The one that immediately came to mind for me was the one he cut on Jeff Hardy when Jeff Hardy really shit the bed in TNA.
Yeah, that was a shoot.
I know. I was like, well, that was a good one, but that wasn't in storyline.
No. Anyway, back to this really good tag team match. A good way to, establish those two, and you kind of see that the Physicals want to, or feels like they want to use this MCW heel run to try and go the same way at Mayhem as well. And it could be entertaining. I'm still out because you know me, I love them as white meat baby faces, but the heels against these two big monsters trying to find their way around beating them could be very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm with you. Jeff, what did you think of Cousin Ali and Paul Fury becoming the number one contenders by beating Wild Stallions?
Yeah, this was solid. Paul Fury's another one of those guys. We're really seeing him improve match to match, and getting him in there with Cousin Ali is probably a very good choice because, getting a big man to help a big man, it's always a good thing. Paul is just such a natural baby face. Like as soon as you meet him and you see that big Samoan smile, it's just great. And I agree. My only slight problem with this match was there were a few too many voices in commentary at times. They just need to kind of pare it back a little bit.
It's because they had the tag team there as well.
Yeah.
So it was sort
that always happens when you have a
five
tag
people
team
on commentary.
I'm not. It's not a criticism. It's just a little bit of feedback, especially because sometimes I think Matt was prevented from doing his job of being the play-by-play guy and being, a bit of a storyline up to now guy. So I just think maybe a little less is more. I know when Mitch Waterman was in commentary for Mayhem a couple of months ago, he really pared it back a little bit.
Yeah. Wild Angel also says it's good to see Ali doing well for himself. I remember him teaming with Emmanuel and Sebastian Walker as the estate agents back, and both disappeared for a while.
No, just the estate.
The
They weren't
estate
agents, brother.
ages ago.
The estate ages back.
Yes.
The estate agents is the team that I want to see from those guys, right? Just full
Just trying
real
to sell you a
estate
house for
wanker.
an insane price.
Yeah.
And you
Raising
wonder
your
why
rent.
people in Melbourne don't like you.
Yeah, that's the reason. It's because I can't read.
I thought the physicals did a great job on commentary though for what they wanted to achieve with their spot in the show. Like they got themselves over as characters and gave us that little hint of maybe we're evolving the characters. But they did that without ever denigrating the two teams that were in the ring. They still put a focus on make sure we make these two teams look good as well.
Yeah. I mean, with everything I said, they did a great job. It was just a bit overkill.
It was a lot.
Absolutely. Moving on, though, Kano made his return to Mayhem Pro and managed to defeat Coach Jake Navarra, who actually was not very happy with the referee in the aftermath of this match, who had been checking on Kano in the flight path of Jake coming off the top rope. So Navarra got off the rope, threw him around a little bit, was going to hit him with a kendo stick, but the ref managed to dodge out of the way, grab the kendo stick, take his own shot in what seems to be a debut there. Let's pass to Jamie. What did you think of Jake Navarra versus Kano, as well as the aftermath of this one?
Jamie,
you're
you're
on mute,
muted,
bud.
mate.
My bad. I thought Kano looked great. If commentary hadn't told us that he'd been out with injury, I never would have known that and never would have picked up that he's been away for a while. He looked really good in that match. And then I also think Jake worked so great as a heel in terms of what he did in the match, and it was just a great segment overall in terms of what it achieved, because it got Kano up as a return that he now looks set to continue on. It gave Jake a lot of ups for being a heel, and then it transitioned that immediately into the ref and like a great sort of seemingly evolution from being a ref to a wrestler. I think I loved that part. Yeah. That part, that just transitioning those two stories into one segment was great.
They kind of need like a young guns title, just because like their main title, the internet title, is pretty much like will be dominated by your Lockies, your Ericas, your JXTs, your Dusks,
Jabs
your
and Dusks,
Jabs and Dusks, and Nate Hunters and that. So they kind of need something for the young guys just to have a run with, to see how they go. Because I know it might sound weird, but like being a champion is a lot different to just being in a bigger match on a card. There's a different thing to it. You're muted there, Locke.
Is that what the Colac title's for?
No, because the Colac title always just seems to be held by one person. Like it's always held by, what's his name? Twitch? God, I'm blanking on his name.
I get what you're saying, but like, it feels like they do have that secondary title there that just maybe needs to be utilized a little more, maybe.
Yeah, I see. I don't know the lore behind that title, to be honest with you, because it feels like that's a hometown title.
Yeah, it's only ever defended in that town.
Yeah, the hometown guy always has it, kind of gimmick. Yeah. Like Jerry Lawler in Memphis.
Yeah, because it's like it's sketches in his second reign, and it was broken up by one reign of JXT. So like, and he's had it for a long time.
Yeah, and like before he would have had it for like years, I would guess. Yeah. See, so like it's a title, but I don't. Yeah, like Nick Galea says, Colac title is basically linked to Sketch's hometown shows. It changes every now and then, but it's basically linked to 2 or 3 shows a year max. So that's what I'm saying. Just a young gun title you can have that like maybe a Nate would hold to start with, but then you get it to a Matt or an Ace Shack or a Matty Hayne, or you know what I mean? These young guys that can have a crack at being at that second tier title. It's always good practice for when you want to elevate them.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought this match showed off Jake Navarra so well. Like, it makes so much sense that he is the coach, because when he comes out here and has a match like this and makes Kano look great, makes the ref look great, looks like a monster the entire time, it shows that he knows what he's doing. Jeff, what did you think of Kano and Navarra?
Oh, firstly, great to see Kano back in the ring. He looks crisp, and his injury is obviously in the past, but I like them working the injury in as part of the match, in that the referee is taking extra care of the guy. They kept Kano quite busy, like he did a little bit of backstage announcing, and even, you know, in front of the camera with Matt one night. Matty Haas, who we miss here. Come back, Matt. We miss you on Thursdays. But I feel that, you know, when you're in there with a pair of hands like Jake Navarro, he's gonna make you look like $1 million. This was a terrific match because they both look better for being in it. Jake is that asshole who beat up the referee. The referee looks great for fighting back, and Kano's comeback is a success. And you're right, a Young Guns title is a great idea, because really they only have the Internet Championship and the tag team belts. So I think that they've got the roster to warrant a third championship.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
Moving on,
Jake too, this match showed how selfless he is.
Yeah,
This wasn't really about making himself look good, but it made the other two guys look phenomenal.
Absolutely. And moving on to the main event of this show, the Mayhem Pro Internet title, Lockie Hendricks managing to retain over Erica Reed in their last dance. I'm going to be a bit critical of the finish here before we move on, which is that I think when you are pitching this as the last dance of Lockie Hendricks and Erica Reed, for the finish to be that ref stoppage kind of like, it doesn't feel definitive in a way that I wanted it to. So I understand that they wanted to keep the title on Lockie here, and you want Erica to keep looking strong. Nicolia mentions also both the ref Pete Carter and another trainee are having first matches tomorrow night. So that's really good.
The next show is tomorrow.
And I think that might not have been as big of an issue if I didn't also then have an issue with the post-match, which is where Fox came out after being away for a while and was very focused on Lockie before turning on Erica and giving her a spinning tombstone, which I think I would have enjoyed if it didn't take so long for something that felt like it was the only thing that could have happened in that moment. When Fox was coming out with that look, it was like, oh, he's turning on Erica. And then he just took a long time to get to turning on Erica. Right?
It was very much a, I'm a wrestling fan, I know what's happening here moment.
Yeah.
But the kids in the crowd seemed to not see it coming because they looked livid afterwards.
And remember the Lachlan, you must have been watching this for about 70 years at this point. So I think that it's kind of natural that we know what's going to happen, but we need to remember that Mayhem particularly are for families. Like when I went there, it was a step back in time. There were hot dogs and Coke cans available for $2.50. You know, it really was a step back in time, and it's a credit to JXT to do that. And they don't pitch themselves as an adult wrestling group. No. They're very much pitched at families. And I think that we need to remember that this could be a lot of people's first exposure to live wrestling. So they're not going to click to it as quickly as we are. I agree Fox took a little while, but he also wanted to sort of build the drama and have the welcome back thing.
I do get that, but at the same time, if it's your first exposure, then do you know the history between Fox and Erica, and so are you going to appreciate that turn?
You possibly do, but Mayhem are really smart with how they run their angles. So credit to Jake and JXT and Fox himself. They wanted to do this in a slow, methodical way, and there's a reason for it. A turn is only as good as the following day's promo. We saw this last year with John Cena when he actually cut the promo on young Lachlan up there. And that first promo was fantastic. Of course, it rapidly went to shit after that. I have faith that the Mayhem guys and Phil / Fox in particular is going to back this up with a great promo tomorrow night at their show.
Yeah, absolutely. Macho Man Andy Savage.
I thought it was a great cliffhanger ending to lead into this next show as well.
Yeah,
Andy Savage with a great point as well, that the Mayhem crowd morphs into a 2015 NXT Bayley crowd when Erica is on. It's such a unique atmosphere. Yeah, absolutely. The love in that building for Erica is through the roof. And Wild Angel agrees with Jeff, saying to get kids hooked, you need to get kids hooked, you need to create a local show that creates generations of wrestling fans, and we as adults can see through what's going on that the kids won't know. That's a totally fair analysis.
And also, I mean, like when Erica steps through there, Erica gets away with not always showing up to the, to do meet and greets after shows. She's quite shy, as we probably are all aware. She kind of keeps to herself a little bit. She can get away with that at MCW and probably a few other places. She can't get away with it at Mayhem. The crowd will not go until Erica comes out and says hi. It's quite beautiful.
Yeah. Now, but speaking personally for me, like if I work like an all ages show, I will focus on the kids, because if you get the kids hating you, the adults will follow. Because the adults will want to join in with the kid, like especially if it's their kid.
Yeah, if their kid's having fun, they will hype it up even more.
Yeah, boo him, he's an asshole. Or like if you say something smart to the kid, or you direct that to the parent over the kid, it's just one of those things that's something that they will talk about on the way home in the car. Remember when that angry bald guy yelled at me? It's like it's just something that hooks them, and they want to come back. And that's the whole idea of it.
I couldn't see the matches. I told you to sit the fuck down.
Todd,
you were the angry bald guy?
Yeah.
What did you think of Lockie Hendricks versus Erica Reed for the internet title?
I personally, I thought it was a little slow, but I know that's Lockie's style.
Oh yeah.
It's a slow, plodding sort of like. So that's like it's not particularly my flavor of ice cream, but again, it's that part and parcel thing with pretty much every babyface that's at Mayhem. They know how to get that sympathy out of the crowd, and especially when you're already as over as what Erica is. She doesn't have to do much to get that, so which made it a good match. The end being the way it was with the thing is still a bit. It's one of those wind taking the air out of the room kind of moves, which sort of then added into like Fox coming in and doing what he did a bit weird, because they'd already been punched in the gut. Fox came in and gave him another punch. Kind of gimmick.
Yeah, just as you were catching your breath again, he winded you again.
Yeah. I almost feel like instead of just doing the thing and then the tombstone and that was it, if he'd have just ramped it up until people pulled him off and like referees came in and dragged him away, to really have that question, why is he so angry at Erica?
I don't think he's angry at Erica. I think it was...
Well, he seemed to be. Like, he tombstoned the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Yes, he
You
did.
don't do that to a mate.
But I mean, we need to see the promo at the show tomorrow night, Mayhem Pro Wrestling New Wave, to find out exactly what's going on there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. New Wave's going to be on at Melton tomorrow night, Friday, April 17th. Jamie?
I think the big issue with the finish was not so much how it was done, it was how it was shot for me. Because the camera was on the wrong side. We couldn't see Erica's face. And I know how good Erica is with her facial expressions, really, to get over what's going on in the matches. I think if the camera had been on the other side and we could have seen Erica's face as she struggled and clawed and then slowly went out, I think it would have hit a little bit harder.
I'm willing to bet there was a very angry editor.
Yes.
When he was putting that that last part.
I also think...
I think they might have lost a camera partway through the show as well. Because I'm pretty sure at the start there was two.
That's indie wrestling right there.
By the main event, they just had the one on one side. And it was the one side that they didn't need.
I also think that this at least gives Erica an excuse. It gives her an out. She never tapped. The match was stopped. She never tapped. So, you know, I mean, I'm not saying
Better
they're
than
going
John
to
Cena.
with Lockie, but
But I also like what Nick said. This is a good way to get her away from that title for a little bit and move her into a match with Fox, and that's a story that people will want to see without a belt or title involved.
Yeah,
And that's when you've got someone like Erica, like you can't just have her not be going for the belt for no reason because she's clearly positioned as one of the best wrestlers on the brand. If she's away from the belt, it has to be because there's a thing that she needs to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like
over here first.
Yeah, that's kind of like and not really blowing smoke, but kind of us at Pro League. Like if Mitch isn't chasing a title, they need to have something for him to be doing, because he's kind of positioned as the best worker in the company.
Yeah, you can't just
you know
be like,
what I mean?
Mitch,
So
go
if
and wrestle Zeke for 3 weeks, 3 shows in a row for no real reason, just because it would be a good match.
You can't really do that. We have to come up with reasons why we're doing stuff, and we have reasons at the moment, so it's fine. Which is what Eric is doing now with Fox. Eric has a reason now to not be going after the title. It's like, I need to sort this mother trucker out, and when I'm finished with him, I'm going back to.
And let's be clear, Erica
like
and
what
Fox
they did
are
in
going to
MCW
rip it
as
up.
well.
Yes.
Where they gave her a reason to go after Katie, not back after the title.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, Mayhem Pro Full Send has so much going on at top to bottom. And, like, we didn't even mention the fact that there was a promo segment here where the Musketeer called out Mitch Waterman and set up a match going on there. I got there. I managed to find it. This show was absolutely stacked, and it's free on YouTube, so it's worth heading on over to YouTube, searching for Mayhem Pro, finding Full Send. You can give it a watch for free, and it's not the only show that you'll be able to watch for free on YouTube that we're talking about this week. So, by the way, if you are in the Victorian area, if you want to check out Mayhem Pro, as we said, tomorrow night as we're live, Friday, April 17th, New Wave in Melton, absolutely get amongst that show. And if you're in Adelaide, one company that you should be getting amongst is RCW, because Riot City Wrestling have been absolutely on a tear, as is normally the case with their shows at the Fringe. This Superclash 8 happened at the Adelaide Fringe Festival, and it kicked off with Party Hard and Ricardo. So that's Banjo Powers and Party Guy Ty, with Ricardo taking on the team of CBTM, Snacks.
It was like Party Hardo or something?
Yeah, Party Hardo. And defeating CBTM, Snacks, and Vincent DiMaria, as well as Prince Apollo, who was accompanied by Simple Simon. I think that having Prince Apollo team with CBTM here was really fun, as was Party Hard and Ricardo, where you've got those like fun baby faces with those cocky, arrogant heels. And having CBTM walk out on Prince Apollo at the climax of this match really worked for me. Well, Jamie, I was going to ask what you thought of this match, but there's your thoughts there. Tell us more about what you thought of Party Hard and Ricardo versus CBTM and Prince Apollo.
I think that team of CBTM and Prince Apollo worked so well. It made CBTM look like total knobs, where they wouldn't tag him in, and then when he finally got in, they were like, "Oh, you're fine," and just left. I'm like, well, that's such a shit heel move. And early on, I would say that Brody echoed my thoughts exactly about Banjo Powers on commentary when he was like, "Get the rig out," and I was like, "Yes, get the rig out. You put in all this
Macho Man
work.
Andy Savage
Show it off,
said
sir."
Macho Man Andy Savage saying, "How furious were you when Banjo starts the match in the top, and how much did you pop when he takes it off?"
I was.
My
very
God, that rig.
I am kind of disturbed that he's starting to get a taste in clothing like Matt Hader. That is slightly worrying.
Riot City Wrestling.
Look, credit to Matt Hader on this show for borrowing Haley Hendrix's gear.
they're very close, Banjo and Hader.
Well, do you know what the gear looked like? A bit Kit Wilson-y.
It did.
Yes.
Yeah. It reminded me of the
deadly.
kids' book with the rainbow fish.
Time
fish.
Yep.
That was all I could think of when I saw it. And the other note I had was, holy hell, that shooting star from Apollo was insane.
Yeah.
That's a big man chucking a shooting star.
The fact he can move the way he does at his size is unreal. Jeff, what did you think of Party Hardo versus CBTM and Prince Apollo?
Again, Paddy Hardo are just so entertaining. And actually, all 6 guys are. I really like Apollo. Apollo has grown on me so much. He gets better and better in the ring every time we see them.
Especially with the haircut.
The haircut's great. I agree with you, Jamie. And, Party Hard and CBTM can do no wrong. Again, how Party Guy Ty wrestles with those sunnies on. I'm just so impressed. So impressed.
I don't know how that's legal.
Sorry, mate?
So I don't know how that's legal, though.
Well, you think they're a foreign object?
There's no
plastic.
lenses.
They're hard plastic.
Well, no one
You
can
can't
go
punch
to
him in the
rake his
face.
eyes. No one can rake his eyes. I really want to see a spot where someone goes to rake his eyes.
Oh, I mean, what am I fucking arguing about? They got a guy in there who wears a fucking hockey mask. Why am I arguing about a pair of glasses?
It's Riot City Wrestling. Let it go, Todd. Let it go.
Yeah.
But yeah, the match was great. This was very, very face heavy, which is, of course, it's going to be that way in the Fringe for Riot City Wrestling. But I thought this match was terrific, and yeah, Banjo looks incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't get over how good Banjo is looking physically, but his performance.
Clearly
in
not
ring,
paying Banjo in hot dogs and handshakes.
No, clearly not.
Just the handshakes. Handshakes and protein powder.
Moving on.
What I will say is that this show went so quickly.
It flew by.
It went so quick to the point where, the main event started. I'm like, oh shit, oh okay.
Yeah, we were
I was
there.
sort of just settling in when it was started. I'm like, oh okay, this is what it's like. Okay, all right,
It's
fair
like
enough.
an hour 15. It doesn't.
Yeah, it was an
feel that long.
hour 11.
So
70 minutes.
Not to peel the curtain too far back, but as you boys are aware, I'm kind of this time last year I wasn't even on the show because I was at Comedy Festival most nights of the week, and this year again I've been out a lot, so I had to squeeze these in when I could, and I was like, oh, I've got an hour before I've got to jump on the train to the city. I'll just watch Superclash, and by geez, it flew by. I was like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, an absolutely ripping little show. Speaking of, Matt Hayter and Grimm one-on-one, with Matt Hayter managing to get the win as Grimm's losing streak continues. Todd, what was your take on this one?
I mean, Matt Basso, Grimm, has hit a purple patch again of form. He might not be winning these matches, but fuck, he's good in them. Do you know what I mean? He's I kind of feel like he has, he's found a new inspiration or a new you get ups and downs and waves. It really feels like he's really found a love for what he's doing again.
He's got the drive at the moment.
Yeah, not saying that he lost it all, but just you can tell he's just got that renewed energy about him, and he goes about it in his matches. You can see it in his work. Really, really good. It was never not going to be good because it's fucking Matt Hayter and Grimm. It could have been the main event. And they had this as the second match on the card.
I was stunned when this came out as number 2. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. But then you look at it and why would you put that right before Brady and Redshaw? Because you don't want
where
any
else was it
extra
going to
pressure
go on
on
the card?
those two. Yeah, where else was it going to go on the card? Really good. Again, Matt Hayter is just he can do no wrong at Riot City when it comes to that crowd. He just...
I really like the idea that so Grimm went back to being the Viking, which, which he made a point of saying he hasn't done that for a while. They actually made a point. I think what we're seeing that Grimm's frustration is making him try to turn back the clock to when he had that level of success, because the losses are piling up and he's feeling it and he's getting desperate. And again, what I'm really liking that Riot City are doing is they're showing us these characters who are desperate. They're showing these characters who are angry and fascinating. And, I'm loving this. I'm loving what they're doing with Grimm because it can go so many directions.
Yeah,
And they also left so much in the locker. Like, they didn't throw everything out there that these two could have done. There was so much that they didn't even go near.
Yeah.
But it was also a match that was clearly designed to do everything that we want to see, while also appealing to a kind of fringe crowd that doesn't see wrestling, that doesn't watch 4 shows a week like we do, right? Like, they could have gone ridiculous balls to the wall, but they instead chose to give just enough of that while really making the focus a story that could be followed by the fringe crowd who could get invested, who could enjoy the match that they were seeing. This was never going to be bad. And again, they've showed why these two are some of the best in the country by a long way, right? And then moving on to, again, something really fun for the fringe crowd, a schoolyard brawl with Mr. Cliff getting the win over Coach Cornell using all sorts, including the standard ball bag that Coach Cornell came in with, which, let me tell you, working at a school, there's so many ball bag jokes. They don't stop. The fact that the little like Woolies Lego set came out, the connector pens, clearly this came from school experience in a way that I think was really clear. And a really fun no DQ match, I thought. Jamie, what did you think of the schoolyard brawl between Cliff and Cornell?
I really enjoyed this. I just wrote down, I couldn't help but smile. Like, it was just mega fun. As you said, the ball bag sent on. I had one issue. I'm not sure if it was just me and my experience. Was the audio slightly out of sync?
Yes.
And Angus and Brody kept spoiling things a couple of seconds early.
Yeah, it was all show that was. You can tell when the bell rings.
Yeah.
How far out it is of sync.
And you could hear the bell ring on the audio, the commentary track, but also in the ring track, and you could hear the two separate bell ringing. Just
as a side note, that's how I sync my audio when I produce wrestling. That's how I
use the big spikes.
Yeah, I use the bell.
Yeah. It was a bit of a frustration watching this show was that commentary sync, especially because I really liked the team of Angus and Brody.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And I loved this match, but it was just they kept spoiling false finishes and stuff for me, which was a little bit annoying.
Proving that your old mate in Melbourne isn't the only thing that's out of sync. Look, I thought this was a lot of fun. I really like both of their characters. And yet you get the feeling there's possibly more in the tank to revisit this later on. But it was a great, very, very silly match. And this, in my opinion, this is hardcore done really, really well because everything was thematic and everything was silly and fun. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, really fun. And then moving on. Sorry, Todd.
Sorry. The only thing I would have noted is that I would have liked to somewhere along these 3 shows for Cornell to get a dub.
Yeah.
He just ate L's.
Yeah, he lost in every show.
He lost in every show for the whole week. Because I was watching it going, when I saw the match was on, I was like, oh, okay, they're going to end this 3 with him winning. That's a direction to go, I guess. Then he can move on to someone else and start picking on them. And then when Cliff went over and said, oh, we could go this way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's not without the realms of possibility that Cliff goes, come on, you've got a losing streak. I've had a losing streak. Let's tag together.
Yeah, I love the faculty.
Yeah, the faculty. That'll be fun.
I also love tag teams where the question is, can they get on the same page? I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But Violet, Blitz, and Amber going one-on-one here. We were speaking just the other week about how much we've enjoyed the work of Violet Blitz, and her one-on-one with a returning Amber here was really interesting to see Amber in that clear babyface role because Violet is such a strong heel. When you've got a character kind of as outrageous as Amber, it's hard to go, oh yeah, straight babyface, no question marks. But up against Violet Blitz, it obviously is.
She's also done it in the series with Katie.
Yeah. Yeah. And it shows how strong her work is that she can maintain that character and just manage the parts of it that are going on in the ring to be the babyface role. It shows a real mastery of the craft.
The ironic thing about it is, like, everywhere she works at Wrestle Rampage as well as RCW, she is a babyface.
Yeah.
And beloved, like a creepy babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the creepy doll that hangs that's hidden in the back room that everyone's like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's a cute little doll.
Like old love from NXT. What's her name?
Tatum Paxley.
Tatum Paxley.
Yeah.
I think credit goes to Amber. She's like, in her time away, she has improved quite a bit. So wherever she's gone to do some work, she's really improved. Always had great presence in a character, but I think she played sympathy so well in this match while getting completely dominated by Violet Blitz. And her hope spots were genuine. I thought this was a terrific match.
Yeah, I thought this was excellent. And the fact that after the match, Violet Blitz was going to continue the beatdown on Amber, but the save was made by Hayley Hendricks in a real... it was an interesting view of Hayley Hendricks and Amber standing together as the baby faces at the end that seemed like polar opposites, but were united. I also think that it...
enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly. Yeah. I also...
Do you know what I love, though? I kind of love... It was like Violet was laughing as she ran out of the ring. Like, all right, little dog, keep going. What are you on?
I'll fight you. That's
right
cool.
on. Right, love. That kind of looked like, I don't give a shit. Put the chair down. I'll come back in. Calm down, mate.
Like, that's the thing where, like, Violet really impressed me. She's kind of a Terminator. She's just always moving forward, always inflicting violence and damage on someone. But then she's also got the smarts and wherewithal to be like, I'll step away right now and I'll come back and fight you on my terms later.
I just love the way she, like, I think before Amber came to the ring and she's walking in the ring, she's just walking around the ring like a big dog. Just big dogging away all around that ring like, I own this fucking ring. It just looks, she looks so very comfortable in the role she's in at the moment, which is great to see, because that's when you see someone's best work, when you can tell they're comfortable. That's when you see they're because they're not thinking, they're just in the moment. And you can see that with her at the moment.
With Mickey currently on the shelf with an injury, I feel like Violet is like enemy number one for the women in RCW.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And go
like if they still had the women's title, she'd be the champ.
Oh,
for
sure.
And go figure, you spend time with Matt Basso, Chris Basso, and Dean Brady, you're going to come out of that learning tree fucking incredible. Like, let's be honest.
I also want to give a shout out to Hayley Hendricks here, who I think looked the most comfortable that she's ever seemed in the ring. I don't know if it was just like her being in street clothes or carrying a chair or what it was, but it's the first time that she's been in the ring where the whole shtick hasn't been she's tiny, she's overcoming the cheerleader. It's the first time she looked like a competitor who was there to kick someone's ass, and I thought that was just a really nice little cherry on top of an absolutely brilliant match, brilliant segment. This nailed it for me. There's nothing that this didn't deliver on, I thought. And then moving on to an absolutely stacked match, a Fringe Frenzy 7-man scramble, say that 7 times fast. Brody Hunter, Einar the Strange, Hugh Beauty, Kit, Nick Armstrong, Red Smash 2, and Sigma all up in this match with a number one contendership.
Yes.
I think he's just Smash now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's just Smash now, yeah.
Now he's just... And the new
I think it's more
mask...
Cage match can't tell the
still
difference.
putting the old name
just
in.
right.
Yeah. But the new mask with the open top for his hair, superb. Right. Loved it. The fact that it also...
Very young Kyle Fletcher, I got from that as soon as he came out.
But the fact that it also made him look a little bit more like Kit, because they both had just the top of the hair going on, like really amped up that mirror. I've decided that the thing I want is Smash and Kit as a tag team that can't trust each other, but have to work together. That's the thing I've decided that I want.
Not everyone can be in a tag team that can't trust each other.
Yeah.
Just let them fight each
100%
other
is.
for 6 months. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
I just want to see them going at it.
Just want everyone to be friends, guys.
But I think
the funny way
for
you're
the next
sucking up to Edward
7
Dusk
months.
and Robbie Thorpe and
shut up. So, like, but this is this. I
Kit
think they're
tries to
doing
fight you now.
they're doing exactly that, right? Is that Smash and Kit are always on opposite sides of the ring. Even if it's, here's a 7-man scramble match, here's the King of the Fringe gauntlet, somehow they always end up fighting each other. Like, no matter what happens, it's always the two of them going at it, which I love. Brody Hunter, we've talked a lot about how good he looks for a guy that's been doing it for not that long. And it's the same with Hugh Beauty, who's managed to get a really good wrestler out of a comedy gimmick and still do the comedy while also being great in ring. I think Einar the Strange was such a great choice for this match because he's a really reliable in-ring performer who you know would have an interesting match against either Dean Brady or Red Shaw, put a challenge up to them, and would be an interesting winner. So there's that question mark there. I think Sigma was such an exciting potential here who really, you know, makes the match kind of orbit around him a little bit. And Nick Armstrong coming out with the win in this one, I think leads to a really interesting potential program as a former Old Guard member coming up against Dean Brady and the rest of the Old Guard, which we'll talk about later. Overall, I had a really good time with this match. Todd, what did you think of the Fringe Frenzy?
It was a good way to get a lot of people on the show and like mix in some like cool stuff. Like you oftentimes don't realize, and we should because they keep bringing it up all the time, that Brody Hunter isn't that much smaller than Sigma.
Yeah.
Like very much the same height. Yeah, you don't realize that he's such a big dude until they are like that. Yeah. And while we're at it, Jeff, do you have anything you want to say to Super Sigma?
No. I've had long, very frightening series of messages over the last week. Mr. Sigma, sir, I apologize profusely for any offense I might have caused you. You are a babyface. You are a superhero. You are the superhero we have not only earned, but we also deserve. And I'm sorry, any other verbiage said was only because Lachlan was influencing me negatively.
Is that the kind of groveling I was supposed to be doing?
Yes.
No, because it kind of feels like you're taking the piss.
I'm not. I'm absolutely not. You're just taking advantage of me because I've had my medicine.
No, it kind of feels like you're taking the piss out of him, and like I
feel like if Jeff was in Adelaide when this show occurred, he would have been joining in with all those people calling Sigma as super wanker.
Yeah, I think he would have.
Hey! Do not put words in my mouth, apps. Bloody hell! Where's the Jamie? You're the worst.
I kind of feel like you're feeling very safe in Melbourne. So you can just be a little bit smart-assy to him, which is fine. It's fine.
I'm being like 1,000. You wipe that smile off your face, Lachlan. Remember, 90% of my city hate you.
Don't deflect. This is your mess.
I'm not deflecting.
You made it. This is your bed. You made it.
I made a superhero.
To Sigma, mate, he does not represent the thoughts and views of Wrestle Rate Australia and My Chicken Salad, right? Jeff said his views are Jeff said his views. I personally think you're great. I love, like, again, just parts of this match, the way they worked it out. So everyone got their chance to shine. Everyone got their bits in, which was really cool. Again, I just want to see, and we've said it before, I don't want them seeing tag team. I just want to see him every couple of shows. Give me a best of 7 series with
best of 12. Let's do it.
Best of 7 series. The winner of that gets to go up and gets to go for the Emerald Crown, or you know what I mean? Just
I could even
something
see
like that.
The payoff being a hair versus mask.
Yeah,
Kit puts his hair on the line, Smash puts the mask on the line, and then
Alex Fireheart mentioning the evolution of Smash's look and wondering whether he's going to be ditching the mask altogether in the next year or so, which, you know, very interesting because
he's looking good.
He's looking good. Both him and Kit are a couple of my favorite people in wrestling at the moment. I just want to be watching them wrestle all the time.
They are fantastic. I thought this was a terrific match. I agree with you, Todd, that you know, everyone got their little bit of shine in, which is always a good thing to see. Where I feel a slight disconnect is, and it's unavoidable, but Nick was a tag guy for a long time, and now he's a singles guy. It would have been good if Jet had at least walked him out and sort of given him a hug of good luck, and then, because I think that would have made more sense from a narrative perspective, because I don't think everyone knew about Jet's injury, or even a short video with Jet going, "Take my spot, I can't do it, I'm injured." And then Nick wins, and it means that much more. But a really good match, and I think Nick versus Brady is going to be great.
Oh, it's going to be an absolute.
It is like it's going to be a good match, but it also feels a little bit like going back to the well.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen something like a Brody or a Sigma get an opportunity here. I thought Brody,
which is nothing against Nick. I love Nick as a worker. I love Nick as a person.
No.
It's just like
I think a match like this is the perfect opportunity to elevate someone fresh like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like I thought Brody, Smash, and Kit came out of this looking even better than they already were going into it. I love the way the match was structured in terms of putting in those little Easter eggs of calling back to Kit and Smash wanting to just smash the crap out of each other. Sigma just being more Sigma stuff. And then there was a moment right at the start, just after the bell hit, and then people sort of ran at each other. The two guys that didn't were Sigma and Brody, just stood and stared at each other. And you're like, ooh, I want to see that one-on-one at some point.
I think it was good because it was a case of you didn't know you wanted until you saw it. And then went,
as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, damn.
We get that now.
I think Sigma is top champion of this company within the next 18 months. Like, every time he's in the ring, the fact that he doesn't have that... Oh, Todd's shaking his head because it sounds like I'm sucking up to the guy that...
It sounds like you're trying too hard. It sounds like you're trying too hard.
You're definitely...
It's like I found a friend. Is what it is.
I have reason to, because the guy wants to kill me.
The fact that he doesn't have the Emerald Crown anymore, which I think it was a good decision to keep that title moving around, but it just feels like he should be holding gold, and because everything he does, he's nailing. And I would really like to see, obviously Dean Brady is a great, you know, unstoppable force, but the idea of guys like Smash having Sigma as, you know, something that just can't be conquered waiting at the top of the mountain, I think is really exciting, because
I also think though that Dean has to drop it to a face.
That's what I was going to say. I don't see Sigma taking it from Dean. I think someone else needs to take it from Dean, and then we get, I think, Sigma, personally. I mean, I would love to see Banjo take it from Dean, but he's very much in that tag scene at the moment.
I think, like... And this for Riot City Wrestling viewers, or what people are fans of Riot City Wrestling have been fans for a long time. Smash reminds me so much of the original Green Smash, who ended up being Davey Green, and Davey Green ended up winning the Riot City Wrestling title. I think that he should be the guy that beats Dean Brady for it.
And then Sigma could come out and be or Kit even could come out and do little dirty tactics and like steal it.
Mate, you got Sigma v Smash is superhero versus supervillain. It's an easy story. It's such an easy story.
Or the idea of Kit spoiling the celebration and allowing Sigma to take the title. There's any combination of this, like,
you have Kit win the like key to the city, and then Smash wins the title, and Kit cashes in straight away just to be like, I'm better than you.
what we're essentially seeing with Riot City at the moment is it's very, very we can see the influences on Riot City writ large in Shikara. Like this is what we're talking about is so very Shikara, and it's great. Like,
well, let's look at the main event then, because we've talked a lot about how much we love this Fringe Frenzy scramble. But the main event, the grand title on the line, with Dean Brady retaining over Red Shaw in what I personally think was the perfect Fringe main event, because it took a character like Red Shaw, who is a babyface who can believably win this match. It took a champion in Dean, who is just an absolute shitheel, who everyone wants to see lose that title, but he is genuinely frightening. So it's a challenge for anyone to do it. You have Dean take advantage, you have Violet Blitz, and you have Grim be the factors that mean that Red Shaw can't win. You give that hope, you take it away at the last moment. You have Nick Armstrong come out at the end to go, well, I'm going to take it from you at Power Trip. Like, I think that this was such an excellent main event for Superclash and for the Fringe overall. Todd, what did you think of the grand title match?
Yeah, you're 100% right. You could have seen, and I know that like if you weren't paying attention to the story, you could have easily have seen or thought Red Shaw might win this. Just for the way that they built them up. They built that match up over those 3 shows. Like they crowned him the number 1 contender on the first show. He got the pin on Dean in the second show, and then the third show just comes up short because of all the shenanigans. So they did a really good job. And for people that maybe went to that first show just to go, I'm going to go and check this out at the Fringe, to watching that going, okay, I'm going to come back the next week, the next week and see what happens here with this Red Shaw guy. He gets a pin. Shit, he could win the title next week. I want to come to that show as well. So they did a really, really good job at the top of the card, giving something for people to come back to want to see. And it was a good match because both of those guys have been around for a while. I know that Red Shaw's had little breaks every now and then and had a little bit of like injury worries and stuff like that. But they are 2 guys that are fairly well seasoned workers now. Dean, who arguably is in the best form of his career, it was always going to be good, but they also gave them an out because of all the normal shenanigans that follows an old guard match. So I really did enjoy it.
I think Dean in this match as well played into that story that they'd been telling over the Fringe of, he started the match by sort of hot-shotting it and creating a brawl that went to the outside. Then he hits Red Shaw with the title. And then he's so desperate to start the match after that. It showed that sort of desperation and concern that he had, that Red Shaw's a real threat here. I need to get out of this as quickly as I can. And then when he couldn't get out quickly, then you have Violet and Grim come in and play their role and cement that this is going to be a hard belt to get off Dean, because the old guard are a unit and it's going to require all of RCW maybe to combine and really focus on, let's get it away from these guys.
Yeah, Alex Fireheart says, I definitely couldn't tell who was going to win this main event because it felt like Red Shaw definitely could have won, but I could also buy Dean retaining. Jeff, your thoughts?
I like this a lot. I agree. I like, as much as you're thinking Dean Brady is going to win this, there's also that small thought at the end of Fringe, maybe they want someone new for a month or 2. But I really like the role every person in this played, even the referee, the commentators, everybody played well. Brody coming out and putting the belt on Dean, looking so angry. He did such a good job of just going like completely deadpan.
And that's also like a really tough job to do. Like if you're the commentator and then also serving the role as the general manager, that is a hard thing to pull off, because you've got to pretend like you didn't see certain things. Whereas like a general manager would say, hey, they interfered, restart this match. You can get away with the whole like, well, it's the referee's call. I have to do something afterwards for this. But like it's a hard balancing act to do, and I think Brody does really well with it.
They both did. Both Brody and Angus did great work. I thought this was just a fantastic match. They both looked incredible, and they both looked worthy of the title. And it was just a really nice piece of work. Whereas everything else felt like, because of the time constraints, they were kind of going a little bit quick, particularly the scramble for mine. This match felt like once that bit of business went at the beginning that was mentioned previously, they kind of slowed it down a little bit and took their time, and I really appreciated that. That's not a criticism of any match specifically, but just that. Obviously, Fringe brings around its own time constraints in bump in and bump out particularly.
Yeah. Alex Fireheart quickly asked, do we think whoever does beat Dean needs to be a first-time champion in terms of the main title anyway? Feels like with the shtick of the old guard that'd make a lot of sense as a route to take. I think that anyone who has held the title before, and RCW do a great job of, people who hold that title are the people at the top of the card who show that they are the best of the best. And beating Dean Brady in this run is so potentially star-making for somebody's record. I don't think giving it to someone who's already had the grand title does as much as giving it to someone new. Like, I'll pass to Todd, who's unbooking.
Yeah.
Matt Hayter winning it is just like, okay.
Yeah, Matt Hayter winning, Chris Basso coming back and winning it, Like, the thing is, Matt, Chris, they don't need the title.
Yeah.
No.
Like, they could just, like I said before, Grimm and Matt Hayter could have main evented that show. No title, nothing. It could have just been a main event. Like, Chris Basso and Matt Hayter could have main evented that show. Didn't need a title. No. Like, a lot of times we have the whole thing of like a title can make a guy, but you get a chance to see how good a guy is when they get that title. So it's really on the person to make the title good, not the title to make the person good. That's
and I think, like,
you give it to Dean Brady at this point because he's undeniable at the moment in RCW. Like, before, like, the push, quote unquote, his work was undeniable. His work was at a point where, like, we have to give the guy the title because he's our best worker. We should have our best worker having that title, our best young worker, because that makes our company stronger going forward.
And like Todd said before, that this is maybe the best work of Dean's career. I don't think there's a maybe about it. I think that this is, it looks like a different human to the Millennials Dean or the Brady LTD Dean. Like, this is a totally different Dean Brady. And the run that he is on right now is kind of generational, I think, for RCW. Like, this is what your heel champion should look like, full stop.
Yeah,
again,
I
another
being, like a smash taking the title off him, and like you maybe have Chris Basso return, and then that's like the shock of Dean's like, what? Why is he here? I thought I got rid of him, and then Smash gets the win, and then Dean goes off and fights Chris, and it gives Smash a run without those guys around the title.
Yeah, or you have like a Grimm go after it for a second. Because then you get a big win over Grimm, and that makes you even more.
Yeah.
Jeff, thoughts?
Yeah, again, these two characters are so well defined. So what you're seeing is a pure babyface and a pure heel, and it's just, it works. It always works. I agree that I think it should be Red Smash doing it, and I think the reasoning is so sound, with Cree coming back and causing a bit of a brouhaha and, distracting Dean. And then, you can have Chris and Redshaw against Dean and Grimm. That's easy.
And it also gives Dean something.
You have the other baby faces come out and take out Grimm and Violet.
Mm.
And then Chris comes out and people go, oh, he's here to help Dean.
Yeah.
But really, he's here to distract.
And then
if you remember, Dean melted Cree. So No one's
That's
ever
true.
going to think he's there to do it.
He's going to be there to even the odds. And it also then gives Dean something to do going forward that still feels like kind of a main event caliber feud. Because
yes. Like we said with Erica at Mayhem.
Yes. Yeah, there's no world in which Dean Brady, if he's not doing something out of personal vendetta, he should be in the title match because he is one of the best workers in the world.
Yes.
Right? So he needs to have something pulling him away. And Chris would be perfect for that. Like the
Dean
fact
versus
that
Chris could main event any show without belts, anything.
exactly. The fact that we're talking like this about the future of RCW booking shows just how good Superclash was for a show that's free on YouTube and goes by at a pace that you won't believe. Like we've spent almost as long talking about this show as we did watching the
That's
show.
what the show was.
Like, go to YouTube, search for Riot City Wrestling, find Superclash 8 and watch it. If you're in Adelaide, Power Trip, Riot City Wrestling, it's at the Golden Grove Recreation and Arts Centre. Head to Eventbrite to get your tickets for that one because, again, RCW on an absolute tear at the moment and everyone in that company is nailing their roles. Like, just get amongst it. Get amongst it because it is so good. Speaking of getting amongst it, if you're in Melbourne, MCW OPW Sunday Showcase is on the 26th of April. That one has an absolute spectacle in the form of Shanky Singh versus Parker Bordeaux. It's also got the OPW Women's Tag Team titles on the line, with Billy Mack and Eugenie defending against the team of Aisha and Melissa Avarello. It's got the OPW Tag Team Championship and the MCW Tag Team Championship on the line in a three-way tag match. Water Rapids versus Blacklisted versus Strong 94. If a championship team gets pinned, they lose those titles to the team that pinned them or submitted them. So there's huge stakes there. There's Jarvis versus Mitch Ryder in what could be a match of the year. There's Murdoch versus Matt Hayter in what could be a match of the year. The OPW title is on the line with huge stakes. Again, Jesse Love defending against Lucas Fantasia, which is such a great mix of styles. And then a 6-person scramble match. We know 4 of the competitors so far, and it's already stacked beyond belief. Get this, Elijah Henry, Zeke Andino, Matty Romano, Survivor runner-up Scott Green, and 2 more competitors. Insane.
Yeah, when my wife sent me that message going, I can't believe he lost. I was like, I can't believe he lost either. What happened?
Rob.
For anyone who didn't...
Hang on, is one of those 2 people Sigma?
No.
Maybe.
You're fine.
I hope for your sake it's not.
Good. That's fine. That's fine. We move on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Let
right.
me just quickly shoot a message to Rocky.
Yeah, that's right.
No. Todd, don't be... Todd, put your phone down, Todd.
We could make it a
help
7-person
it.
scramble.
Yeah.
Not to become a Survivor podcast, but in that in the end of that tribal council, the jury was fighting more for the eventual winner than he was. Scott Green cut one of the best promos I've ever seen about why he should win, and the jury were never going to vote for him no matter what because they'd decided coming in.
Yeah,
So-
I feel like they were
I'm-
pissed off that he was better than them. So
Yeah.
jealousy cost him.
I haven't I didn't watch this season because I've been largely quite busy, but I think that what it has done for Scott is it signed him to the next 6 seasons of reunions and fans versus favorites and things like that. So
Well, he was all over their marketing, all over their socials. Like,
yeah,
he was the star of the show. He just didn't get the result.
And
And
doing
he
the
played it well
wrestling,
because the first couple of weeks you didn't see him at all.
Yeah, he was under the radar, and then when it
Yeah.
mattered, he popped up and was like, "I'm taking the shit."
and I think that on top of that, he brought the wrestling thing of if you were following him on social media, he was posting, he was never spoiling it, but making you excited to see what would happen, like nailing it. Really, really good stuff.
He strangely had a better run than Grayson on Survivor.
yeah,
I think he did. He did more with his Survivor run than Grayson did, and Grayson
Well, I
was
mean, like-
great.
To be fair, though, Maddie at least got a T-shirt out of it.
Well,
yeah. Wahlberg got a T-shirt, and I think Harry did quite well as well. because it just built his profile. Even though he
Well, that's the
obviously
last one he's going to be on. He said that going in, so that's his last Survivor. So if anything, he kind of passed the torch to another wrestler.
Yeah.
Because I
Survivor
can't see a world
2027
where
should just be full of wrestlers.
Well, I can't see a world where, at least in the next like season or two, where he won't be back on that thing unless he's of course like signed.
Well, they've announced that the next season is going to be all new players. There's going to be no returning players. But
but
the season
they
after
always,
that,
Tuckman.
Yeah, they always do All Stars and
Tuckman.
all that
Chuck
sort of
Tucky
stuff.
on there, and then they can bring them back as a tag team.
Yeah, you'd
Or on
love that.
opposite
wouldn't you,
sides.
Tom? You'd hear
Ooh.
that every day Survivor.
That'd be fine because they wouldn't pay the licensing for that song.
They're not
every
going to
day,
license
so
Chelsea Dagger for
I would be okay
Survivor.
with that.
No, they wouldn't.
Let's talk about what's going on this weekend in Australian wrestling with that big special
It's
shout out
not
to
them I
Michael
don't like. It's the fucking song. That's all it is.
at the
song
Australian
slaps.
Wrestling Community Facebook page.
Whoever made the song needs a slap. I fucking don't know about anything else.
Now it's the Fratellis who are going to be tweeting at Todd instead of wrestlers tweeting at me and Jeff.
Fucking bring it on.
I wish I hadn't
Like
announced
I'm
Todd's
scared of
card
the
last
fucking
year.
Fratellis.
If I still had a graphic to put up for Todd, I'd be putting it up with the Fratellis song.
Oh, man. All right. Todd versus Chelsea Dagger. Book it. This weekend in Oz Wrestling, if you're in the ACT Slam Pro Wrestling League's Academy tryouts are on in Mitchell on Saturday, April 17th. In New South Wales, in Bexley, you've got Australian Wrestling Superstars on Friday, April 17th. Then on Saturday, April 18th, you can head to Newcastle Pro Wrestling's Lake Macquarie Cup at Warners Bay, or head to Rock and Wrestling's April School Holiday Show in Wollongong, both on Saturday, April 18th. Up here in Queensland at Dreamworld, we've still got that big street food festival going on at Dreamworld, where Impact Pro Wrestling has shows on every day up until this Sunday, April 19th. And on Saturday night, Pro Wrestling League's The Fire Rises is going to be on at Chermside, Saturday, April 18th. Todd's going to be there for that one.
Yeah. Don't worry about trying to get tickets, guys. It's sold out.
It's sold out.
There we go.
In Victoria, Mayhem Pro Wrestling's New Wave in Melton. We mentioned this one tomorrow night, Friday, April 17th. Meanwhile, PCW has Slam featuring Evolution and Ignition at Ferntree Gully. Those are respectively on Friday, April 17th and Saturday, April 18th. And over in Western Australia, EPW has Untapped in West Perth. That's on Saturday, April 18th as well.
Which actually has ATO versus Manu Amnush.
Yeah,
Yowza.
they're over for the camp.
The Super Camp.
Yeah.
Just
There are
a quick
a lot of
correction
people
on the
opening.
Rock and Roll Wrestling show. It's in Goulburn, not Wollongong. So if you're up in like that area, there's a wrestling show coming to town.
How long is that? Like, can I just question? How long does that camp go for?
A week.
Yeah, it's this week.
A week.
Okay. I just saw Yeet in the friggin' photo. So I wonder if he's flying back for the show and then flying back over to Perth for the rest of the course.
I think it probably finishes Friday.
Ah, okay. So that makes
Friday
more
will be
sense.
the last day.
To my knowledge, it finishes lunchtime Friday. So they do some tidy up and admin and thank everybody and stuff like that on Friday morning. Well done again to Davis Storm and Slater and Slats for doing that. What you're doing is making all of Australian wrestling's better, and we're really, really proud.
And everyone should be following Alex Yeat Stevens' Chalky Milk reviews as well. That's really important. But speaking of really important things that are coming up, World Series Wrestling has Mega Mania coming up. Obviously, we've talked a lot about the Rise Against tour, which is going to be coming through soon. But Mega Mania is going to be having those tickets on sale soon. I'll run through the dates and then I'll run through the 3 massive talent names that have been announced for that. Mega Mania is going to be in Auckland on Thursday, October 29th at the Dewdrop Event Center at the Sir Wolf Fisher Arena. They're going to be up here in Brisbane on Friday, October 30th at the Fortitude Valley Music Hall. Adelaide on Saturday, October 31st at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Melbourne on Sunday, November 1st at the Melbourne Pavilion. And Sydney on Monday, November 2nd at Evans Theatre at Panthers Penrith. Names announced so far: Andrade, Shayna Baszler, Sammy Guevara. That is a big roster already, and they've only got 3 talents announced, so that'll absolutely be worth getting along to. And speaking of international wrestling, AEW had a big title change. WWE's about to head into WrestleMania. There's news coming from every corner of the wrestling globe.
Didn't we didn't we skip something in the local stuff there? Some predictions, maybe. I'm just saying.
Well, I think we might be talking about that show later, so I figured we'd talk about results then.
Oh, okay.
Like if you actually read the run sheet, you would see what it says.
The big letters above it that are highlighted and bolded.
Yeah.
Oh, my run sheet might not have updated.
No, of course not. Yeah, of course
Right. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope
Sigma was watching.
Look, let's give everyone a quick minute to update their run sheets so they can follow along. And we'll be back to talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling right after this.
Do you want to be a pro wrestler? Then sign up now to the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling.
Located 50 minutes west of Melbourne with a full gym, strength and conditioning coaches, a nutritionist, and world-traveled professional wrestling coaches to help you achieve your goals in professional wrestling business. Whether you want to be a wrestler, a manager, referee, or just involved in the industry, with no tryout required, the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling is here to help you achieve your goals.
All you have to do to start your journey is sign up now to be relentless.
Wrestle Radio Australia, Australia's longest running wrestling podcast, live every Thursday on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube with Making Chicken Salad. They break down the latest Aussie news, shows, world wrestling news, and call out what was chicken salad and what was absolute chicken shit this week in wrestling. Catch the podcast the next day and follow them on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Just search Wrestle Radio Australia.
Currently on the shelf with an injury. What exactly happened and what is the extent of the injury?
So, this is all Cosmo Cooper's fault. I just want to put on the record. No, I'm just kidding.
That sounds about accurate.
No, it was totally my fault. It was a freak accident. Cooper just happened to be the base that I was flying over. We were doing a drill at training where we were doing resortes over each other. So the flipping nip up. So kind of like a head spring. One person is bent over at the hips, the other person runs, does a head spring off of their back and lands it. I did it in the ring. It was fine. I didn't quite stick the landing though. Like I landed and sort of stumbled forward a little bit. So I was like, this will not do. This is unacceptable. I can do better than that. So I was like, wait, Cooper, come over here. And we went and did it on the mats. I under rotated. I landed with all of my weight down on my foot and it snapped. And so I have dislocated my tibia and fractured my fibula. So I dislocated the big bone and I snapped the little bone in my lower leg. But good news is that they set it and healed it and put pins and a plate in it. And I'll be right as rain again in about 3 months, which is very good because I simply refuse to let the momentum that I and Third Eye have been building go by the wayside. I have dreams to manifest and I have brick walls to run through. So the fact that I only have to wait a relatively short period of time is giving me just enough time to look after myself and look after my body and be right as rain again, but also a short enough time that it makes me absolutely ravenous with hunger for every single solitary opportunity that I will grasp for myself once I'm back.
Fantastic. Is this the first major injury you've suffered in your career as well?
Not only that, it's the first time I've ever broken a bone. I've never broken a bone in my entire life. All I think is that, I had to overachieve it being my first one, so I had to do it really spectacularly.
I did the same thing when I first broke a bone. It was like immediately go to surgery.
Oh, I
Like,
tell you
couldn't
what.
just do a wrist or something, just get a nice little cast. No, had to be something big.
No, I had to have my foot facing the wrong way. it was either go hard or go home. In this case, I did both. I decided to go hard and then go home for 3 months. So yeah, this is the first time I've ever had any kind of injury, any kind of break, any kind of time away, and I hate it. I want to be wrestling. I want to be doing everything that I possibly can to be advancing my destiny and my dreams, but also to be contributing to the scene and helping PWA become so much greater.
Is there a hope with sort of, given that you're not a singles performer, you're in a group with Third Eye, you can maybe do sort of some of the Stokely Hathaway type things of come out on the stage in a wheelchair and guide them in that way?
I think I can make something like that happen.
Hey everybody, it's Radar Superstar Adam Copeland. I got a bunch of handles. Anyway, call me what you want, but you are listening to WRA, Wrestle Radio Australia.
Welcome back to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show. We talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. Jeff, what's up, mate?
He never edits. Why do you clap?
Because I think it's funny.
Okay.
News coming out of WWE, despite the current
I actually
situation.
probably will edit this one, though, because it's been like 3 weeks of Sanders' interview.
We've also got almost 2 hours for the first half of the show, so we got to get moving along here. Despite the current situation in the Middle East, WWE President Nick Khan is still planning on next year's WrestleMania being held in Saudi Arabia. I think we've obviously got a lot of thoughts there, but that might be a one to watch as it continues to develop, I think.
It's a plan until it's not a plan anymore.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And the 2020 WrestleMania was held in Florida. Yeah. At the big stadium with all the people.
Yep. Rain Leverkusen confirmed her new WWE ring name after signing with the company this year on her Instagram account. Changed her profile name to Lizzie Rain. WWE confirmed her signing as a new recruit at the Performance Center in March. I think that's a great name change for her.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We've
Very
got
Americanized.
Yes, very. We've got hosts for the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. Michael Cole and The Miz going to be hosting. Feels like a safe call.
I think this is where we're going to see The Miz transition more and more to being a personality rather than a wrestler. I think
he's also,
be,
he's also coming off hosting American Gladiators.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
And
So
he's been with the company.
Although that was taped ages ago, so
yeah, it
might
was,
be a bit
but it's only
rusty.
coming out. Yeah, but it's coming out is what I'm saying. It's
tomorrow.
So
Tomorrow,
it's a perfect tie-in for it.
And I think we can watch it on Amazon Prime here.
Correct.
Yeah. I think he's been with the company for almost 25 years now, so which has gone by quite quickly.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time. WWE has provided some more details regarding the company's new fan club program. You might have gotten an email about this. On Raw, a video aired announcing the introduction of Club WWE, a membership program that the company touts will, quote, bring fans closer to WWE than ever before through exclusive access, rewards, and experiences. The gold tier will have an undisclosed annual fee, with members set to receive the following benefits: exclusive 24-hour ticket pre-sale access to all WWE events around the world, and tailored perks at featured events, including superstar meet and greets, hospitality opportunities, and entrances. Members-only WWE shop, featuring exclusive collections and early access to merch drops, like John Cena's upcoming Never Seen 17 collection. There's bonus WWE content featuring inside scoops, extended cuts, behind-the-scenes footage, and more. Dedicated members-only community forums connecting fans around the world like never before. A points-based reward system allowing fans to earn credits to redeem against digital and physical goods, presumably for spending lots of money, and a premium welcome pack for founding members. As of yet, we don't have any details on pricing, but it sounds like there will be tiers, and they are planning on charging annually. This is one that, to me, screams WWE fan more than wrestling fan. These are for the people who watch Raw and SmackDown and NXT, and AEW is that company where Dean Ambrose is now, right? Like that's the people that this is tailored for, right?
Yeah.
It also doesn't really do much for international fans, I don't think. Like,
no, not at all.
Why would I pay an
Not at
annual
all.
fee to something that I'll get pre-sale access to maybe one show a year, if I'm lucky?
Yeah, unless of course I want to travel to go to WrestleMania or SummerSlam, or do you know what I mean? Unless I want to go to one of those big shows.
And even if it's exclusive merch that you can pay $45 shipping on.
And even if you do want to go
Yeah,
to
but to
a
be fair,
Raw,
you're paying $45 shipping on anything from America.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeff.
even if you do want to go to a Raw or a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, there are so many tickets. The going through this route is probably a little unnecessary for
Unless
some of
you
them.
unless you're planning on spending a lot of money and want to be close, then maybe $100 on an annual subscription might be fine.
Yeah, I guess it really does depend on what the price is for this thing. How much they're trying to gouge out of you. It feels very gougey at the moment.
But if you're someone who lives in Chicago and you own every CM Punk t-shirt that there is, and every time WWE comes to town, you want to get a pretty good seat, and you pay $100 a year to make sure you're getting a good seat, you get every so often, because you're buying all those shirts, they'll throw you a free shirt or whatever. Like, maybe it does pay off for you. But I think
I think if
for
you're
the
in
kind
one of those big cities where they come multiple times a year, it could be worth it.
Yeah.
But if you're in Peoria and they come once every 8 months, meh.
And I think that the realization is this isn't going to be $100 a throw.
Nah.
This
No,
is going to
exactly.
be very expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know about very expensive, but I think it's gonna be more than $100. I just don't I don't see the value in it for us.
No.
Not for Australian fans, not at all.
No.
I think we're going to see tiered pricing that goes very high in those top tiers, is what I would say. We do have, though, speaking of WWE, it's this weekend. WrestleMania is coming. Let's do a few predictions rather than just running through the card. So I've got the block here ready to roll. And I'll start with, I've already got my predictions in, so I can use that to lead into each match. We'll start with night one. It's The Vision and I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. I've picked The Vision for this one. Todd, who have you got?
Usos.
Jeff?
I think the Usos as well, actually. I think they're going to start the night happy, but yet there's going to be things that happen afterwards.
And Jamie?
Usually is.
Yeah, I would say the Vision. Not the Vision. The Usos. I think I Show Speed
Usos?
is the weak link there.
Yeah.
I think I Show Speed is the reason they win. Personally, I think that his following they want to make the most of.
Don't forget, he
took a spear and a half last time.
He sure did.
Is cursed.
I did forget that he is cursed. Oh, well, I've already locked it in. Too late. We've got a... what is this called? An unsanctioned match. I was trying to work out what kind of no DQ match it was. Unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. I've got Jacob Fatu for this one. Jamie?
I would say Jacob as well. I don't think Drew needs it.
Yeah,
No.
Jeff?
Yeah, Jacob needs to win more, so I'm going.
Is it across the board, Todd?
Yeah. I'm wondering how far off they are from doing a Big Boss Man Mountie style. Whoever loses has to spend a night in jail.
Ooh, yeah.
Probably not with the same post-match shenanigans as back then, but yes.
No. Which was for back in the day, that was hilarious. It still reminds me. Just that whole thing when they were trying to fingerprint the Mountie.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do it, and give me you want a finger? Here's your finger. And then the guy just grabs it and that's how he starts doing the fingerprinting.
We've got the Women's World Title match with Liv Morgan challenging the champion Stephanie Vaquer. I've got Liv Morgan taking this one. Who do you have, Todd?
I think Liv, but I think Liv.
This one feels like a hard one to call because both of them.
It really is.
Jeff, who do you
because I can see Stephanie winning it. I really can.
Yeah, Jeff, who's your call?
I'm going to go Stephanie, who will then join Judgment Day.
Ooh, juicy.
Yeah.
Jamie, Stephanie or Liv?
I'm going to say Stephanie because Roxanne costs Liv.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, also a juicy
Yeah, there's
call.
definitely a story undercurrent.
Also on YouTube at the moment, there's a really cool, I think it's like a 25-minute interview with on the, I think it's the Billboard YouTube channel with Liv and Dom, where they go to like a diner that Liv grew up in, and they literally have food and they talk about music that they like and all that. For someone who's like into music and also into wrestling, it's actually a pretty cool chat.
That's really cool. The women's IC title will be on the line night 1 with AJ Lee defending against Becky Lynch. I've got AJ retaining here. What do you have, Todd?
I'm going to go with Bex. Big time Bex on this, just because I think there's more of a story that way.
Could be right. Jeff?
I'm going with the greatest. It's not just her saying it. It's Sports Illustrated. It's Bleacher Report.
Sports Illustrated saying it. Jamie, who do you have?
I feel like this all depends on who refs.
Yeah, you.
Oh,
very
shit.
true.
Yeah, that's a good
Forgot all
point.
about that.
I think if it's Lady Ref Jess, I'm saying AJ Lee.
All right, I'm going to put it down. And I'm going to put in brackets Ref Jess. Then,
Yeah, if it's not Jess, then I have no idea.
Yeah, we've got the women's tag titles on the line.
Sorry, to follow on as well, because I don't know if you know, guys, been watching a lot of YouTube this week. Becky did a really good podcast with Dan Soda on the Soda podcast this week.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, cool.
Really fun.
Is that the one where she told them that they pay for all of their own shit?
Yeah. That's
I love
one.
when they do that to like unsuspecting people. They're like, "What? You have to
They
pay
did.
for hotels and travel?"
And also, Steph Vicker has a great interview with Chris Van Vliet this week too, where she really
His interviews
talks,
are normally pretty great. So
yeah,
where they really do a bit of a dive into her career before WWE, which is really interesting.
That's sick.
Lachlan just wants to cause troubles here. Sorry, I just saw your prediction.
Yeah. Women's tag titles on the line. Nia Jax and Lash.
Fuck off, Lachlan.
Bailey and Lyra versus my pick, the Bella Twins, who I think are winning. Jeff, who do you think's winning?
Look, anyone but. I honestly, I don't care. Io Shirai's not wrestling because this match is going ahead.
You don't know yet. There's still SmackDown.
Yeah, true. I'll give it to Charlotte and Alexa. I've got no idea. This match has been so badly put together.
Jamie, who have you got for the women's tag?
I'm going to join you, Lachlan. I'm saying the Bellas.
I think it's
fuck both of you.
That's the WrestleMania moment.
It is. That's what WWE are going to do. If I know WWE, they're going to put titles on the Bellas. Todd, who do you think?
A face or a heel? Let's hear.
I'm going to go Bailey and Lyra.
Thank you.
Very down the middle there, Todd. Love
Thank
it.
God one of you has intelligence.
Then Seth Rollins and Gunther.
A few moments later, next week, we come back.
I'm not here next week. It's fine.
Jamie, do you agree with me that Gunther's going to beat Rollins, or do you think Rollins is going to take this one?
Gunther wins. And what's his face returns.
Yeah, that's why he wins.
The dog man.
Yeah.
Todd, you agree?
Yeah, Gunther wins because Baby Steiner comes back.
Gunther with an assist from Bron Breakker. Jeff?
Yeah, we're 4 from 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's going to be a great match, but I think Gunther's going to wind up just locking that sleeper in, and after a spear from Bron Breakker, and Seth will go to sleep.
Then, main event of night 1, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, undisputed WWE Championship. I think that Cody's got this one. Jeff, what do you think?
I think if the story was anything but what they've lent into, then I would say Orton, but because the story's going the way it is, it's Cody.
Todd, do you agree?
I think the great Randy Orton will win.
Picking the heel, Jamie.
I'm hearing voices.
Oh, Orton for Jamie as well. So there's the night 1 card wrapped up. We'll move quickly on to night 2. I don't know if I've made so much of a prediction as a hope for this one that Oba Femi is going to beat Brock Lesnar. Todd, do you think it's Oba or is it Brock?
Oh, I fucking hope it's Oba.
Jeff?
It's got to be Oba, right? They wouldn't do that.
Jamie?
Just to be contrarian, I'm going to say Brock.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I knew his bloody would as well.
Right, I'm putting a petition together to get Jamie Apps out of this place. Enough.
I
Sellers and now this.
Jeff needs more rivals. Me and Jeff.
Yeah. Do you know what I want? Do you know what I'm actually going to do? I reckon I'm going to go to WWE shop, buy a Bella's shirt, and send it to Sigma.
Oh, that'd be very funny. Yeah, I like that a lot. Next match on the card is the Intercontinental title ladder match with Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. I've got boring pick, Penta. I can see Jamie throwing his hands in the air. Jamie?
I'm going to say Javon, because he's very
Great.
bouncy.
I kind of wanted to pick Javon. I just don't think they will. Todd, who do you reckon?
I kind of want to pick Javon too, but I don't want to see Penta lose that title yet. Because I think he's doing some really cool shit with it. Like the match with him and Vikingo on AAA last weekend. Really, really good. Go out of your way to see that if you can on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I
you're
think
picking Penta?
Yeah,
Jeff?
yeah.
I think, and remembering that whoever wins it on Sunday can lose it on Monday, if you know what I mean. Like, let's be honest, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen that. I think I'm actually going to go Rusev, and I don't know why.
Ooh. Me either.
What?
That makes
Because
two of us, brother.
It's the same thing when Zack Ryder won all those years ago. You don't expect it. And it's no one would have expected Rusev.
Wild Angel is feeling what I felt when I picked the Bellas. He's saying that WWE will have Javon win his first title during a commercial break. Then we've got the WWE Women's title on the line with Jade Cargill defending against Rhea Ripley. And am I going to go ahead and just fill in Rhea for everyone on this one?
Please.
Freaking hope so.
I mean, you can for me, yeah.
Then US title, Sami Zayn is going to be defending against Trick Williams. I've got Trick Williams getting the win here. Todd, yourself?
Yeah. This is always built so Trick could win this belt.
It feels like the clear storytelling there. Jeff?
Yeah, I agree. Sammy's turning heel after it.
Yeah, and Jamie?
Whoop.
Whoop that trick, says Jamie. Then final
just
two.
quietly, like Little Yachty. Does anyone find him just like zero intimidating with that voice?
Who's? Oh yeah, the guy, the little bloke.
Yeah.
With Trick
the
Williams.
rapper that's running around with Trick.
Man, I don't think
It's like
about him.
no bass at all in his voice.
No.
Like,
I just don't
you want to
think
hear a
about
deep
it.
voice whoop that Trick? No, whoop that Trick! Like, I don't give a shit about you. Shut up.
It's America. It might be weaponized.
That's true. Dom Mysterio versus the Demon Finn Balor. I don't think you have the Demon lose after such a long absence. I'm going Finn. Jamie, what are you thinking?
If the Demon loses, there's my chicken shit for next week.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
Good go.
Yeah, I've got to agree with my mortal enemy, Jamie Apps.
And Todd?
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go spoiler. I'll go Dom just because everyone else has gone Finn. I'll throw a spin and it'll work.
Break up our 3-match streak of all the same answers. And then going into the big main event, the World Heavyweight title, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, the Zebros collide. I'm picking Punk. Todd?
Yeah, I'm going Punk. I think
Jeff?
because
Orton.
I think Orton's going to win on night one. They're not going to have two finishes like that. Although they could go both ways with it, but I don't think they will.
I think Punk only because Roman's not going to be wrestling a full-time schedule anytime soon.
Yeah.
Jamie, are you going to spoil, or are you going to agree with Punk?
No, I'm saying CM Punk because he's going to come out to AFA.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
Miss Kente, banger.
Okay.
Like he did it all in when he came out with the shorts and that stuff.
Do you think that a WWE crowd gets that at all? Or do you think they're upset that they're not hearing Cult of Personality?
A WrestleMania crowd gets that.
Yeah, maybe. No Soul Rose coming into the chat. No, Rosie is calling the tribal chief to win by the sounds of things, just to do what Rose likes to do and create a little bit of chaos. So there is our calls for WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. We'll see this weekend who comes out on top of that. But we've got to take a pivot and look at the other side of American wrestling right now, AEW, where there are some big news stories. The biggest one, perhaps, we've got a new AEW World Champion with Darby Allin winning the title on Dynamite in under 5 minutes. Jamie, tell us about this.
Everyone together on a fucking Wednesday.
Yeah.
Immediately after the massive pay-per-view.
Yes.
Well, see,
After
it's always
beating
better to
Ken.
change your main title right after you've had 10,000 people in the arena, because it's always better when there's only 2,800.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he beat Kenny and then he lost after 4 coffin drops and a headlock takeover. That was the finish to the match. The last move was a headlock takeover.
And a low blow. Because he then tweeted out an hour later, he hit me in the dick. What kind of low life would do that?
Great.
If you want to see my live in-person reactions, I posted a clip about it. It's the whole match.
No Soul Rose says big congrats to Darby, but color me confused. Yeah, this like truly bizarre. I think I actually have Jamie's reaction here.
Oh God. Oh my God, why is Todd the worst?
Yeah.
I clicked the wrong one.
Close enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that happened. Okay.
I clicked the right one. What happened there? That was the one I clicked.
I think you were right the first time.
Rocky, can you do
All
me
right.
a favor?
Well,
bro?
clearly Todd's the worst. But yeah, that's a very interesting move that they've made there. Is it so that they can put it on someone else without having them beat MJF, and then MJF can come back and shout? Like, I don't get it.
I'm looking at you right and I go, what? What are you? What are the words coming out of your mouth right now?
MJF does have a movie to go and promote, so maybe he's going, and he hasn't had his honeymoon. So maybe he's going to go away for a bit, and they had a segment today with Ospreay and Kenny sort of talking about like, oh, we both failed at the pay-per-view, and Kenny sort of saying like, oh yeah, I think I might be closer to the end than I am like getting back to that spot. And with the new show that they just trademarked, maybe he gets that redemption at some point, and then All In Ospreay.
You don't think redemption
wrestles
is
him and
about
takes it.
Hangman?
I think it will be built around him mainly, but the main event that they can announce before Hangman comes back will be Kenny.
I think
So-
I think it's going to lead to Kenny and Will finals of the Owen Hart.
Yeah, could be. I
That's
tell
a
you
big double or
who.
nothing match.
I tell you who won't be part of that. Probably it's Gabe Kidd, who reportedly suffered a separated shoulder, later confirmed to be out indefinitely by Tony Khan. Kidd now won't be competing at Wrestle Dontaku for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and JPW announced that due to the injury, Kidd will be unable to challenge Yota Tsuji for the IWGP Global Heavyweight title at that show on May 3rd, 2026, but Tsuji will be defending that title against someone.
Probably.
He was quoted as saying, fuck my shoulder, fuck AEW, fuck New Japan. I think that's pretty much what he...
It was something along those lines.
The
Yeah.
segment, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, New Japan, they changed it up. They got rid of the like black and white lion mark as the Bad News logo. There's a new like graphic now for Bad News. I was like, you pricks.
There you go. I was so used to that you saw the black and white, you're like, oh, something's happened.
Someone's hurt, someone's sick.
as Todd and Jamie were talking about just before, on April 13th, AEW made 2 trademark filings related to a potential new event name. The company applied to trademark the terms AEW Redemption and Redemption, with both applications stating that they're for professional wrestling programs/events. So, presumably, Hangman.
I know you want it to be for pay-per-view. You know it's just going to be a fucking episode of Dynamite.
Yeah, but they've
It's
also...
a very special collision.
With my AEW now, they kind of need a monthly pay-per-view to justify it.
You know what? They've got their money. They don't care about that now. It's just going to be a very special edition of Dynamite. Because that's how Tony books. Tony books for TV. He doesn't book for pay-per-views.
And honestly, you don't need...
I just think
you don't need
they're
one
smart.
every month for it still to be cheaper to do my AEW.
I think you're being a little harsh as well, Todd. I mean, when's the last time their world championship changed hands on TV?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
To be fair, that was the first time since like 2020.
Yeah.
But you did it on possibly your hottest champion that they've had on a streak where AEW have been on a really good streak lately.
Mm-hmm.
On a dude that they've had fuck all real build up on.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing with Darby.
I mean, at least
you climbed a mountain for this company. No, you didn't, dickhead. You ran away from getting a title to climb a mountain.
At least they put the TNT title on someone established that we know it. Wait, what? Okay, but while we're talking about these trademark filings, Will Ospreay's also submitted a trademark filing for United Empire for merchandising and wrestling purposes. The faction was founded by Ospreay and New Japan Pro Wrestling and still exists today, with Callum Newman now serving as the leader. So probably coming to AEW. Speaking of coming...
really confused me. I was like,
yeah.
So New Japan don't have that trademarked?
Might have elapsed. Or maybe they had a joint trademark.
Yeah, because I think it was originally his idea, so maybe they were just like, well, when it runs out, you can take it.
Yeah.
If we can keep using it.
Speaking of things that are coming to AEW, coming to shopaew.com are some NFL-themed lucha masks. These look atrocious, and they're going to come to a price of $84.77 Aussie dollars plus $42.39 shipping. So you're looking at closing in on $130 for one of these masks with a logo stitched into the side.
They are terrible.
Yep. If you've been to any mid-tier
if you're watching,
independent
we're putting it up on
wrestling
the
show,
screen now.
Yeah, if you've been to any mid-tier independent wrestling show in Australia and you've seen somebody selling the knockoff lucha masks, it's basically what they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
How bad and how just not thought through they are.
They're just generic color swaps.
Yeah.
They're very drab.
It's the Blue Demon mask, and they've just put it in whatever colors the team is and stitched their logo on the side. Yeah, not all that impressive.
Not even that. Cleveland Browns, they just put Cleveland Browns on the side.
Yeah.
Didn't even put a logo.
Just stitch that name right on there.
I think the only way these will be somewhat beneficial to AEW is if they actually sell them at NFL games, because it has the AEW logo on there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but really, aside from when they're drunk, when will an NFL player ever wear one of those?
Oh, like an NFL fan. Yeah, they'll wear them at the games.
Oh, the fans might. But
Yeah,
when
no
will
players.
a player ever wear them so people can see them?
Oh, they won't.
No, they're not doing that.
They'll just have them at merch stands.
Yeah.
Here, buy a
Same as
jersey
they do-
for $120 or buy a shitty mask for your kid for $30.
The only time I've ever seen an NFL, or 2 times I've seen an NFL player wear a mask was the 49ers, George Kittle, wore a Penta mask. And when he was smashed out of his gourd, Jason Kelsey wore a Rey Mysterio mask when he was celebrating it was a Philadelphia Eagles inspired Rey Mysterio mask while he was celebrating the Super Bowl win. And that wasn't even at an NFL event.
No,
that was
but
just
yeah.
a hotel in Vegas.
Hey, it's like They can sell giant foam pieces of cheese at NFL merch stands. They'll be able to sell these. They'll make money, so it'll be what it is. We've got results from Dynasty. Obviously, this isn't going to matter too much because apparently the titles can just change hands on a fucking Wednesday. But on the 0 hour, we had the AEW Women's World Tag Team titles on the line with Divine Dominion, Lena Cross and Megan Bain, defeating Hyun and Maya World to retain those titles. The AEW National title, Jack Perry defended that against Mark Davis. Camille defeated Big Ann, and Alex Windsor defeated Marina Shafir. Then on the main show, Ricochet defeated Chris Jericho, but that's still going, so who cares? In a casino gauntlet match for the vacant TNT title, Kevin Knight became the new TNT champion, and he's apparently got his eyes on the heavyweight title, so... Okay, whatever. The Young Bucks defeated Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita when Takeshita turned his back on Okada. And then on Wednesday night, he apologized, so that was good. The AEW Women's World Champion Tekla defeated
he didn't really apologize.
I'm so sorry. The way Okada does it.
The only thing
his
he didn't
apology
drop
was
the
about
bitch.
as sincere as yours to Edward Dusk.
Calm down,
Yeah,
boy.
sure, whatever.
I'm going to ignore that.
Tekla
James.
defeated Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's World Championship. Darby Allin defeated Andrade El Idolo to get a shot at the AEW World Championship. I wonder how that'll go. The AEW World Tag Team Championships were on the line with FTR retaining over Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. The AEW Continental Championship was on the line and John Moxley defended it against Will Ospreay. The AEW World Trios titles were on the line and the conglomeration, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong, defeated the Dogs in 10 minutes, which coincidentally is about how long the Dogs held those Trios titles. And then the AEW World Champion...
I'm wondering if that was a on-the-fly change because of what happened to Gabe.
According to Sean, that was always the plan.
Oh, okay. I'll shut my mouth.
And AEW World Champion MJF defended against Kenny Omega. Long may he reign. So that is the AEW Dynasty results and how many of them still matter. Moving on.
5.5 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Long old show. Alex Fireheart
still not watching.
said he was in hot water recently. I was kind of shocked Ricochet actually beat Jericho.
What, you're not? How are you shocked about that? This is Ricochet's punishment.
Yeah.
You're in a feud with Jericho that just never ends.
Yeah, you're in a feud with Jericho, brother.
But
No,
also,
we're going to keep
there
you
was-
on the show.
Jericho couldn't win either. Because if Jericho had won, people were like, oh shit, Sam or Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, very true. Let's look over at some other companies, and TNA Slammiversary is going to go head-to-head with AEW and New Japan and CMLL and Stardom's Forbidden Door. So, look, hey, props to TNA for, shouldering up to the big dogs with 4 promotions there.
Well, they did it first. Like, TNA had announced that date first.
Yes, yeah. So,
although,
and again, like, this is going on
AEW
last week with the removal.
They could have, but they didn't.
No, they couldn't because SmackDown was in that venue. So because of the lockout, they could not announce it until a certain time.
So they couldn't have gone the week after?
Well, I assume they locked the date in because it's the SAP Center. It's a hockey and
big venue.
basketball stadium that you pick a date, that's the date you've got, and you cannot move it because there's other stuff.
Yeah.
What state's the SAP Center in? Sorry, I'm keeping interfering.
You're right.
California.
Oh, well, fucking none of those teams are going to be in the finals for the NBA.
Yeah, but hockey as well.
The promoter of WrestleCon says Leon Slater wasn't going to lose his match against Ricochet. Speaking to John Pollock and Whiting of Post Wrestling, WrestleCon promoter Michael Whiting, sorry. Can you say this name as well for me, Todd? Because I'm losing my ability to talk tonight, clearly.
I think it's Boccacino. I think it's something like Boccaccio.
Anyway, he opened up about the situation. Quote, we went directly to Leon's boss. We went directly to Ricochet's boss. We told them what the finish of the match would be to protect the individual. A lot of people think they didn't want Leon to lose. Guys, I'm going to be honest. Leon wasn't losing. Come up with a different theory on why they pulled him because that had nothing to do with it. The match and finish were cleared. So
I think it was AMC. I don't think it was WWE. Because I don't think WWE gives a shit what happens at WrestleCon for a dude that they haven't got signed, Leon Slater, who they use occasionally on NXT.
Yeah.
I think it's AMC because they did the whole thing of putting that Impact up against Collision up against Impact. And I think AMC is just like, why are we trying?
Which they're doing again tomorrow.
Yeah, they're doing it again tomorrow. So why would, as AMC, why are you letting your guys work? Because he didn't say who it was. He just said partner issues, and AMC would be a partner.
Yeah, could well be.
It is funny though that Leon was going to win, so they would have come out.
It is funny.
Looking pretty good.
Or not that he was going to win, but he wasn't going to lose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like that. That's
he was gonna, yeah.
The demand
Doesn't say he
when we were
was
going to get
winning.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. The strangest wrestling story this year has got kind of a confirmed outcome. Police have confirmed there was no stabbing at the Berwyn Eagles Club in March. John Pollock of Post Wrestling acquired the Berwyn Police Department incident report through a Freedom of Information request. As a result of the incident, the Berwyn Eagles Club has announced that it will not be booking any future pro wrestling events, citing license issues. The last wrestling there will be an AEW wrestling show on April 24th. This sucks. This was that story where,
This was somebody's chicken shit a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, where apparently someone was stabbed, but no, apparently they just got in a fight, and the fact that they were getting beaten, apparently, they wanted to gang up and beat on this fan, but they said that he stabbed the wrestler so that it would not turn everyone against the wrestlers or some nonsense. Yeah, this is
it sucks so much because the Berwyn Eagles Club has so much wrestling history, particularly for women and Shimmer.
Yeah.
And now that's gone.
My hope is that if they don't book it for a while, they can then, revisit down the road. But this is
you see, this is the stuff that we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
With bad companies in Australia, like burning venues, making it so venues don't want to book wrestling anymore. This is what we're on about. This isn't just we're being worried for nothing. The shit happens.
Yeah.
That for a thing in just for where I live in Ipswich, apparently I don't know how long ago, but it was during either a boxing show or a kickboxing show. There was a massive brawl, an all-in brawl, and police were called and people were kicked out. That meant that no ring sports now are held in Ipswich because they just don't want to deal with it. And they count wrestling as an in-ring sport, so that's not a... So now they no shows can be held with anything to do with the Ipswich Council.
Yeah.
Which, of course, owns,
most of the halls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
So,
Moving on, Marigold's
it's a real
Rossi.
thing.
Moving on, Marigold's Rossi Ogawa has issued an apology after an investigation found that he violated the copyright of his former employer. Back in January, Stardom accused rival promotion Marigold of intellectual property violation over a Mayu Iwatani card collection it was selling. The collection, which celebrated Iwatani's 15th anniversary in pro wrestling, included photos of Iwatani during her time at Stardom. Marigold launched an investigation into the situation, which is now concluded with Ogawa issuing an apology to Stardom. That's a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah, apparently he used photos from his collection of photos, and they were Stardom events.
They had Stardom events, yeah.
So
Todd, anything to add on that one?
So I'm just were they photos that he took, but they were at Stardom? So he couldn't use them?
No, I think they were Stardom photographers had taken them, and then he just had the photos in a photo album or something.
Yeah.
That's a cool photo. We'll put that on a card. And Stardom hang on. No.
You would think that unless he was just trying to pull a swift one, but you would think he'd know where that photo was from, and not from Marigold in the last 4 years or whatever. How long it's been going for?
I would assume it was maybe trying to just pull a swift one and hope they wouldn't twig.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've since deleted that entire set. It's not gonna.
They have since twigged.
Speaking of things that are twigging, the blocks of the Best of Super Juniors have been released.
We did them last week, mate. I've just kept that on there so when we do our
right. Well, the tournament will begin on May 14. There's some great names in there, including Jun Kasai. Go figure. That's going to be really interesting. May 14th at Korakuen Hall, and we'll continue and conclude on June 7 in Ota. Do we have early predictions, or will we be doing that later?
We're doing that later.
Okay.
But what do you know? Do you know what it is time for?
What's it time for, Todd?
It's plain chicken shit.
Chicken shit?
Chicken shit.
That's
We're
right.
going to load
Chicken
up.
shit.
It is chicken shit. We're going to load up with some chicken shit. We're going to start with the gentleman to my top, Mr. Jamie Apps. Jamie, what's your chicken shit this week, mate?
My main one was the Dogs having a 24-hour in-universe canon title reign with the trios titles. And also Sunday morning putting out a shirt that said, "We are the greatest trios team of all time. To only lose the belts that night."
I just want to answer one question.
Sorry. Yeah.
Andy's asked, the new segment lasted a week. Yeah, we've made the decision because it is a bit of a time-consuming one, especially when we have a double review. We'll do that segment on the first Thursday of each month. So the segment's coming back. It's just going to be a monthly segment. The four of us realize that if we don't keep it a bit trim when we've got two reviews, doing a whole expose on what people want to talk about can go on for a while.
Yeah, especially
Like
this week.
last
like
week's-
two reviews,
yeah.
Mania rundown, Revolution, or Dynasty recap. It's a lot this week.
Yeah, and literally last week's show was 3 hours.
Yeah. And we're rapidly approaching that mark now. Todd, do you have a chicken shit, or do you want to go to me first?
You go first, my friend. You go first.
It's currently Thursday night. It's 10:15, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I do not know whether Io Sky or Io Shirai is going to be on WrestleMania this year, and she's one of the best wrestlers in the world, but we'll make room for the Bella Twins. Hooray.
Just so you know, if I can get a shirt, I'm wearing it next week.
Please do.
Just letting you know, I'm not here next week anyway, dude. So
I'll just keep wearing it until you show up.
Yeah.
have at it, brother.
I'm
Have at
going to
it.
make you a shirt. Just go, you can look, but you can't touch.
Yeah.
For me or for Jeff?
Honestly,
both.
I don't care. My whole point is I don't care about the Bella Twins, but I really think that Io Sky, who was in the best match of last year, it's not just us saying it. Sports Illustrated said it, and Bleacher Report said it.
Okay, Becky.
But literally,
I got a question for you, right? Like,
yeah, mate.
if you didn't want the Bella Twins in there, do you think that Io is the reason that the Bella Twins, or the reason that Io is not on the show is because of the Bella Twins?
I think that I don't know why Io isn't on the show. I think it's got something to do with the fact that they wanted to keep the Bella Twins for the tag match, and they were going to move Asuka and Kairi to the tag match if Nikki Bella specifically wasn't healthy.
Yes, that is a story.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't care. I just want to see Io Shirai, who I think the year before we said Bayley and Io was the best match on the card anyway. So
I don't know if you've realised this, but she has been on every show going up to
Oh yeah, I know.
She was on SmackDown. She was on Raw. Like,
she'll be on
they're
SmackDown
using
this
her.
week, dude. I'm just saying it's a bit shit that she's not around. Lachlan, what's your chicken shit, my friend?
Well, yeah, I think that mine's kind of been taken by you and Jamie together. My, first one was going to be that they'll just change titles on AEW willy-nilly very quickly. And then my backup was that, I Show Speed and Jelly Roll can be on WrestleMania, but EO at this point can't. Like, that's
Jelly's
a bit of a
not on.
bummer.
Jelly's not on.
Oh, isn't he?
Yeah.
He'll be escorting Cody to the ring, though.
And also, there's a match missing on night 2 that I think EO could somehow slot into. So that it's a balanced 7 and 7.
I get that they didn't lock it in so that they could get the Bella thing sorted, but I would like there to be, a solid build for whatever's going on. And just the fact that it's going to be a last minute match, rubs me a little bit the wrong way. It's not the end of the world, but, you know, I was having trouble coming up with something else for chicken shit. So there it is.
Oh, take it away, mate. What's your chicken shit?
Yeah, we covered it in the AEW news. The fact that you went from having 10,000 or over 10,000 people in an arena for Dynasty or Dynasty or however you want to say it, to moving to a 2,800 seat. Well, no, not even 2,800. Like more than 2,800 seat, but 2,800 people to see Darby Allin win that title because it was in his hometown.
Yeah, but also
it's one of those.
Cage and Cope didn't win in their home country.
No,
So it's
well,
like,
no
whatever.
fucking Canadian won, I don't think, that night.
Kyle O'Reilly did. The trios.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know he was Canadian, so...
He was the only one.
Yeah. But it's like... And the funny thing is, well, not the funny thing is, because I was listening to post-wrestling on the way home, good old Whiting, and they were saying from the last time that they were in that town, they sold 3,800 seats, or 3,500 seats. So they've actually gone down in attendance in something that was promoted as being a hometown boys thing, and it was a double episode, and then also, like, Nick Wayne was on the card as well.
It was
coming off a pay-per-view. Why wouldn't you do that and give him that? If you wanted to give him a moment at a pay-per-view. And while you're there, like, they were trying so hard to get ratings that they telegraphed it like a motherfucker that he was winning the title, because Sting doesn't show up if he's not winning the title.
Yeah. Absolutely true.
I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Because they're
Yeah,
not going to
I
even
mean-
pop a rating. I bet you they won't pop a rating for this. Because why would you do this and do a story like Darby Allin wins the world title and then 2 days later no one's going to fucking talk about it at all because it's all WrestleMania?
Yeah.
If you're a
Can I
wrestling
actually-
fan with not a big bandwidth, you're not watching AEW this week because you're just getting ready for WrestleMania.
I imagine, like, the only way I can justify it is their thinking was, let's do something that will create news today and tomorrow to try and suck some of that WrestleMania attention, but whether it works or not.
Well, I mean, they tried to make TNA the devil for the last week anyway, so, I mean, why not try and something else to try and do it? Like, no offense, but, like, they're three big things this week. There's Darby winning the title, lucha masks, and they announced Forbidden Door.
Just really quickly, I'm going to just pop up. I know that we were talking about the lucha masks being an expensive and terrible looking bit of merch. Did you see the WWE bit of merch that they're dropping for the Hall of Fame? Because I'll throw this up as an additional chicken shit for me. It's the Stephanie McMahon Legacy title. So I'm just popping that up on the screen now for anybody who's watching the stream. You can see that that Stephanie McMahon Legacy title championship. So that's there.
Is it actually called the Legacy title?
The Stephanie McMahon Legacy title. That's right.
Oh my
So and
It looks like the sort of belt you would get if you asked AI to generate you a title belt.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. So you can have that for $850 plus shipping. You know, to celebrate the legacy of Stephanie McMahon.
Sorry.
So going back to it, like, do you notice that most times that MJF loses, it's always like a squash?
Yeah.
He never loses off a big, long, or that I can remember, a big, long, like, drawn-out, dramatic match. The two that like instantly strikes in mind is like Wardlow just come and beat the shit out of him in 5 minutes and he was done. And then this was 5 minutes as well with Darby.
Yeah.
I think
very interesting.
Was it when Punk beat him? Was the last one he had like a proper, like, drawn out match?
Yeah, and that would have been because Punk's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm doing the Misericordia entrance, and we're having a proper dog collar match. You're getting the crap kicked out of you.
Well, look, we had plenty to complain about, so let's be a bit more
This
positive.
chicken
okay?
salad really is the bomb.
Time for our chicken salad. Let's start with Jamie. What have you enjoyed this week, mate?
The Bella twins are going to be at WrestleMania.
This just in, Todd, go fuck yourself.
I will say this is a kind of a personal one. All the people that tuned in for our watch-alongs over the last week with the Dynasty watch-along and then Dynamite today, just really thankful that people that are sticking around for the 5.5 hours that we did on Monday, which was a real slog. And during that, we got to see an incredible match between Tekla and Jamie Hayter. On the actual main card, if you haven't seen it, watch it. Because it was back to Jamie Hayter being the hard-hitting, kick-ass wrestler that she is, and Tekla sticking with it, and it's just really, really solid match. One of the best matches on the show.
Yeah. Jeff, chicken salad?
I've got a couple. Firstly, that I've seem to have survived Sigma's impending threat. So far. I'm not taking that for granted. But seriously, there is, this is going to sound really weird, but there's a young deaf girl in America whose name is Kylie. That is spelled Kyllee. And she is so enthusiastic about wrestling. And she and her dad clearly watch it and pick up whenever anyone is signing. So Danhausen doing Cursed is apparently a sign. Jay Uso doing Yeet is a sign of respect and things like that. And it's just lovely to see a young person who's completely not cynical about things and is just having fun with her dad watching wrestling. And it kind of reminded me that, hey, that's actually what wrestling's all about. And that does harken back to what we were saying about Mayhem earlier. Like, she's completely in love with everything to do with wrestling. And I think it's just wonderful to see someone so enthused about it and just putting together some lovely videos to brighten your day.
Lovely. Todd, chicken salad.
I mentioned before that I've been watching a lot of these YouTube clips and interviews and sort of stuff this week because it's been popping up on my feed a lot. And one that really does pop me is anyone that kind of knows me or knows that I'm like a sneaker dude. Like, I love buying my kicks. I have a fair amount of them. There is a YouTube channel, Complex, who
Have you only just discovered this whole?
No. I've known about it for a while.
Okay.
Just let me lead into this, Jamie. The people that don't watch this.
I was just stunned.
So yes. So people in the past that have been on there, like wrestling people in the past have been on there, been like Roman has been on there, the Usos have been on there, like CM Punk have been on there, and generally coming out of it, they're spending like $2,500, $3,000, $5,000 on like Jordans, etc. This week, they had old mate Rhea on there. How much money do you reckon she spent on sneakers?
It's going to be disgusting, right?
Give me a ballpark.
I think
12 grand.
I think it was shockingly low, wasn't it?
How much
like
do you reckon,
$1,000?
Jamie?
Under
What about
$1,000?
you, Jeff?
1,500.
$392.
Oh, good for her.
I knew it was shockingly low.
You can take the girl out of Adelaide.
Yeah.
Would she buy one
She
pair
bought-
of shoes?
No, she bought 3 pairs of shoes. She bought like just like
Just like the standard off the rack pair, not
there
special
was
editions.
one was like a pair of Vans because she loves Vans. Then there was another. There was like a special. It was like a purple and black pair of Nikes, but they had like a skull or like that. And then another
Also,
pair
of
of Nikes
course.
that are like another pair of Nikes that are like leopard print.
Great.
I'm just like
That's a little bit
that
more
is-
surprising.
Yeah, well, no, she's really into that at the moment. So, but it's just like it was a really fun like interview with the guy because she's not a sneaker chick at all. But like some of the stories, like when she first started and she was like in NXT and her name was she actually tried like DM'd Vans to try and get some free Vans off them. And then there was some fake AI report that was made up that Michael Jordan had done a deal with her, like a $30 million Jordan deal. She's like, I wish. I mean, if they want to, they can. But so yeah, that I just love that. It popped me huge. Just this girl that, I mean, really, she could probably afford to go out there and spend a disgusting amount of money, but her style is just like, no, I'm gonna spend $400 on some shoes, and I'll get 3 pairs because I'm not silly.
She spent a disgusting amount of money on Labubu last year.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me at all. And like literally built a gym at her house.
Yeah,
with a full-size WWE ring in it.
Yeah, their gym is insane.
With her husband, let's be fair, alongside her husband. She can do it by herself.
Well, he couldn't walk, so I mean.
Also, she could have afforded to do it by herself.
Yeah, she probably could have.
They've also got a Guitar Hero arcade cabinet, which is what I'm jealous of. My chicken salad for this week, I'll throw 2. First off, the upcoming Zarya versus Sol Ruka Last Woman Standing match. I'm very excited for, like, seeing them actually deliver on that feud build. I think is going to be really good. But also, I want to mention the sellout of Pro Wrestling League, right? Again, it's so exciting when we see that these companies that, we're pushing, that we work hard for 4 in a row, says Todd, like,
pretty sure
it's working, right? And it's not a small venue, but it's getting packed out every show, right? And it's so great to see that. Obviously we get, like, MCW sells out, we know that, but the difference between Melbourne and Brisbane is so huge to see that we've got a company selling out shows every time we put them on, and there's other companies springing up around to reinforce the wrestling going on. Like, it's so great that people are getting the opportunity to work in front of a ton of fans, and fans are getting the opportunity to see great wrestling. I love seeing it.
And let's be fair, it's not just Pro League, it's not just MCW, PWA sell out, Right City Wrestling sell out, EPW sell out, Mayhem does really well, PCW does really well. Like, it's great to see.
Yeah, and like all around Australia.
I guess the difference is that whether we like it or not, Queensland Wrestling has and continues to have a chip on their shoulder about these things. Because
Good.
we're continually seen by the rest of the country as lesser than.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they mightn't say that, they mightn't, but we know. Like, everyone knows.
I think this is a special
what they
moment
talk
because
about.
it's showing a trend in the right direction for you guys.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
Was the last
MCW
four-
sell
the
out, and you're
last-
like, yeah, well, of course they did.
Yeah. Our last 4 shows, and it's not like a sellout where, like, we literally are not allowed to add tickets. We cannot, like, legally put anyone else in the building.
Yeah, it's
it's
not
a fire
we've sold the
risk,
tickets
right?
we allocated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but like, and then the fact that that's translating into like this MCW OPW showcase having Billy Mack and Eugenie and Renegade and JJ Avery and Zeke Andino and Mitch Ryder and Jesse Love on that show, like, that's so stacked with Queensland talent. Like, it's just so exciting to see all these people getting out here. Alex Fireheart says that his chicken salad is pre-show or not. It was nice to see Hyun and Maya World get a shot at the AEW Women's World Tag titles and it not be an entirely one-sided squash. They stepped up months back to fill a spot, and little things like this are showing AEW took notice and are willing to reward them with stuff like that.
Well, they
It's funny
beat the
how when
Haunted team of the Inspiration.
They did. It's funny how when you collaborate with a company, they might reward you it down the line.
Yeah.
No,
And
I'm
we've
sure
had
they left on good terms, so they'll be back. I'm sure they'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be the shiniest catering people.
And there are a few people in chat saying that their chicken salad is the amount of Aussies that are over in America at the moment with WrestleMania week. It is going to be absolutely stacked with Aussie talent, homegrown from start to finish, including on WrestleMania, right? Like, the fact that there's people like Rhea on that card are a testament to the fact that all of those people who are over in Vegas at the moment are following in their footsteps. The Aussie talent pool is insane at the moment. And the best way to keep up with it is to follow Wrestle Radio Australia. We're here for Making Chicken Salad every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/Wrestle Radio Australia. You can be one of the people in the chat, like Andy Savage or Beetle Bailey or Wild Angel or Alex Fireheart, one of those people who keeps that chat going that we can have the conversation with, and as well as that, it's free to subscribe. You can hear the audio version after it by subscribing on YouTube or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Twitch or Podcast Addict, anywhere you get your podcasts from. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, if you stop by, give us a 5-star review. Really helps us to get into more ears. We really appreciate it. You can follow us on social media at Wrestle Radio AU on Twitter and Instagram. We're Wrestle Radio Australia on Facebook. You can also get our merch. The way to get our merch, go on over to Redbubble. I think it's just redbubble.com. Search for Wrestle Radio Australia. You'll find our merch there. I really like our merch, and some of that printing is like super soft and beautiful on Redbubble. So go to Redbubble, search for Wrestle Radio Australia. Proceeds don't go into our pocket either. They go into Beyond Blue and Gotcha for Life, which are awesome charities that support mental health here in Australia. If you're looking for merch, sorry, Todd.
There's currently a sale on Redbubble, it's like 25% off shirts.
Hell yeah!
So,
with those,
they are some of the comfiest shirts I own, actually. Yeah, really. And if you're looking for merch, kickout.com.au. Merch of your favorite wrestlers from Queensland, from around the country. If you're a wrestler and you want your merch on kickout.com.au, head on over to the Kickout Instagram page, shoot them a message. They can help you with that. But as a fan, you can just go to kickout.com.au, grab some merch and get it delivered right to your door. Fantastic stuff. You can follow us individually on social media. I'm at Lachlan Albert. Todd's at Beast Eastman. Jamie is at Jamie Apps Media. Jeff has that at Wrestle_Brainia handle, which everyone should be following, right, Jeff?
That's right. And I'm going to say this much. WrestleBrainia is going to kick out at 2. We'll be back soon.
Exciting stuff. And Jamie, Pario Media and Pario Magazine, I should say. Again, I got confused because it's media in that handle. Then it's Pario Magazine, but then I'm also thinking about Oz Wrestling cards. I'm also thinking about the streams that you do with the watch-alongs. Like, it's too much. It melts my brain. What have you got going on?
It melts my brain at times, especially this week. Coming up next week is a Star Wars Episode 1 review. We continue our 50th anniversary Star Wars recap.
That's Wizard, Jamie.
Is it as bad as you remember? Is the big question for that one. And then Dynamite streams.
There's a whole wave of people that think that that's a good movie now.
It is a good movie.
It's a lot better than Episode 2.
Yeah.
Next week, the Dynamite watch along will continue with Peggy on Thursday. And if you want your Australian wrestling cards for particularly February and April of 2026, I would put your order in ASAP because there's 4 packs left for February and under 10 for April. So if you want them, get them now.
Todd, are you surprised that I like the Star Wars movie that came out when I was like 5?
Ooh,
no.
You might be able to answer our question that we had on that podcast.
Oh, interesting. Well, let's pass it to Todd to answer the question of, is there anything that you want to shout out? Obviously, can't shout out Pro League. That's sold out.
No, that shit sold out. So, yeah, fresh out of luck. I mean, you can come to Kedron Wave. We'll have a snitty if you want, because they're actually pretty delicious.
They are pretty good snitties.
I will say that at the show on the weekend, we're going to be doing a little something for WRA with Pro League, which we'll find out a bit more about in the upcoming weeks. So, something exciting we're trying out.
Very
Subscribe
cool.
to both YouTube channels is the tip.
Yeah, be subscribed to Wrestle Radio Australia, subscribe to Pro Wrestling League, subscribe to Mayhem Pro to watch Full Send that we watched tonight, subscribe to Riot City Wrestling to watch Superclash 8 that we watched tonight. There's so much going on. It's such a blast. Jeff, Jamie, anything else we've got to plug?
Enjoy your weekend. Like always remember, the build to this year I don't think's been the best. It's still WrestleMania, and they're going to pull something out that's not bad.
Yeah, if you watch the indie shows, tag all the Aussie wrestlers, post about them. Because I think you're going to struggle to watch any independent wrestling show this weekend in Vegas and not see an Aussie.
Yeah, it's probably the best time of year to actually be subscribed to Triller.
Yeah. Pay for a month
It's also
of
the
Triller
best time of
Plus.
year to be subscribed to Wrestle Radio Australia. Really?
as
But
is
that's new.
always. I think every month's the best month to be subscribed to Wrestle Radio Australia. So before we hit that 3-hour mark, we're going to close it out. On behalf of Jamie and Jeff and Todd, I've been Lachlan Albert. Till next time, have a good one.
Fuck the...
Trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit.